I'm from the
Same place as trap music, this that first react music. They can't hold me back, I'm feeling good cause I'm black music. Can't nobody touch.
Good evening and welcome everyone back on this beautiful, beautiful Palm Sunday to another episode of Cigar Sundays Live, where we define, examine, and analyze words, sayings, and phrases used in American culture. And tonight we will be smoking on U.S. slavery, reparation. So grab your thinking caps and get ready to smoke on words with two big nerds, myself, Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, and the God, Ali Dawood L and BK Soul Farm. And we are the Cigarden Panel. Peace, God. How you feeling?
Peace, God. Yo, I'm good, man. Like life is good. This is we said this is Palm Sunday.
Palm Sunday, you know, this the day when Jesus made his entry into Jerusalem, and then they slaughtered him. Some people was plotting like, here he come.
Here you go.
What day we gonna get him? What day we gonna get him?
How about Palm Sunday? Let's get them on Palm Sunday.
You
Nah,
know,
that's good. Nah, that's what's up. Nah, everything been going good, God. Like everything on the farm is moving. Everything is growing, right? Like so it's just forward progress, upward, and we just gonna keep on going.
that's right.
What you got going on?
Well, you know, always thankful for another sunrise, another day to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday. And
Word up.
you know, I just been I haven't taken care of some family things, you know, like so we just that's really what it's been. That's really what's been the focus of you know, I had a nice, wonderful spring break. I've been enjoying my spring break, doing some things, working on my tan, you know, all that type of good stuff. But then also, you know, family issues and stuff like that. So trying to do those things and get everything back on track. Just make sure everybody is safe and secure, and um, you know, and then every day doing something, planting a seed that hopefully we can have some fruit for tomorrow. Yes, indeed. So
If you
uh,
don't cultivate it, who will, right?
who will, right, God? Who will? So before we get into tonight's show, y'all make sure to like and share this video, please. Thank you. And also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode. Each and every Sundays right here at 8 p.m. East Coast time. Cigar Sundays Live, DB Chef TV. Y'all know where to find us at. When you subscribe too, guess what? You put your name in a hat to be able to win $100. And this is going on all year, y'all. This is something that we showing love, being thankful for y'all supporting us. So we gonna share back with you, you know. So when you subscribe to the channel, you put your name in the hat. And each and every third Sunday right here on Cigar Sundays Live, we're gonna announce that winner. We're gonna contact you if we can, to be able to get you paid. You know, we not ducking paying you. It's $100. We want you to have it, but more so, we appreciate your support for us and what we do here at DB Chef TV. So please subscribe, y'all. Please subscribe. Help us get to, you know, whatever we gonna get to, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, a million subscribers. You know, I'm not putting no limit on it. Whatever God got for us, that's what we working with. Also, y'all, don't forget to head on over to www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up your copy of 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by that brother right there, the God Ali Dawood L. Okay, at BK Soul Farm. Make sure you go get that. It's perfect tool to have for the spring, you know, so you can spring into action, support your interests, become self-sustainable, and live for real, for real, for real, for real. All right. So let's get into our questions for tonight's smoke. So Our first question of the evening: what do you think of when you hear the words U.S. slavery reparations? 2. Are slavery reparations more about correcting the past or reshaping the future? 3. How significant is the acknowledgement and apology if no reparation is attached? 4. Who do you think should be responsible for providing reparations? Why? And what does that look like? And then our fifth and final, last but never least question: is U.S. slavery reparation bad, good, or misunderstood? And we just want to preface a little bit, y'all, before we get into this. We know this isn't a word, saying, or phrase, okay? But we had I would say, a monumental conversation at the UN on the behalf of an African nation, Ghana. And I think that we need to examine that, because I don't think that this conversation is being um, pushed. The narrative isn't being pushed. It isn't being circulated or circumvented at the level that it could be. Also, for people to have to be educated about it and to understand these things. So we just wanted to shed a little light on it, because that's what we do. And then we also want to exchange insights with you, and get your take on it too. So we got a couple comments right here. Shout out to Sean McCray 4725 right there. Already popping it off. 40 acres and a mule. And it's getting to some questions. Correcting the past for reshaping us. Supreme significance upon the facts transpired against us. You know, we appreciate you, family. Look, slow down though. Shout out to Stubborn Craig in the building.
Question at a time.
You know, you got to stick around to the end to find out if we think it's bad, good, or misunderstood. So please, we encourage those, and we're gonna incorporate you in our show, just as we do with your comments. Thank you so much for that, and we definitely are going to get into these questions, and um, would like to hear your thoughts on the things that we're saying, the things that we watching this evening, because we got some videos we're gonna jump into. So, like we say, grab your thinking caps, grab your smoke, because this one might be you might have to smoke this whole cigar right here. Okay, it's gonna be a while, so you may need a little drink or something, some snacks. Get comfortable, all right. And we're gonna go ahead and talk to the guy Ali Dawoodale at BK Soul Farm about our first question. What do you think of when you hear the words U.S. slavery reparations?
Please, God.
Peace, God.
So honestly, I think a lot. Um, the very first thing I think about is long overdue. The second thing I think of is obviously cut the check, right? The third thing I think of is it's never gonna happen, right? The apology or the check. And I say that because there's too many people here that's taking advantage of all that is America, in spite of all that made America, right? So to ask people who are coming here looking for freedom, um, to repair the people that created this country to make it so that you can get here, I find that to be I think it's more difficult for the foreigners to say, you know what, we're gonna step aside than it is for the actual descendants of the slave masters and their friends. Because not everybody was slave masters, right? That's what they keep telling us. Um, I think that really and truly, I think it's needed though, right? Like it's one of those things where um as long as you keep kicking the can down the road, you will never address it, right? You will never address the content, what's inside. You'll never drink it if it's drinkable. You'll never take the money out if there's cash in the can. Like you'll never do anything with that can, but keep kicking it down the road. And you'll spend your whole life just kicking a can. And that doesn't seem productive to me at all, right? When I think reparations, I think about all of my ancestors that I known to live long lives here in America. And I think about their stories and their lives and what they had to endure, just them themselves. And then I take it a step further and I think about their parents, right? And what they experienced because, like I said, I knew my great grandmother. I think about what she might have went through, and based off her stories and what she told me, then I look at history and I'm like, damn. So if I could see my grandmother and my great grandmother, and I know what they went through, um, repair is due, right? Repair is necessary. Um, at the same time, it's like I said, you got so many people coming over here, it just makes it hard, right? So I definitely think is needed. I think it's something that is more than just money, right? It's how much more, I'm not really sure. Like that would have to be a whole conversation in itself. Like we have to build on that because
But we are. That's one of our questions.
yeah, right.
That's question number four.
Oh,
Fourth.
so I need to slow
Number
down.
number fourth. No, but these are but but what you what you think of when you hear it,
Yeah,
and you think of it's more than just money and it looks so certain way, and
yeah,
we want to hear what you think it looked like, God, in your world,
yeah,
because everybody has, we want to know what everybody thinks about it in their world, because
correct. And we prefacing U.S. slavery reparations, right? And I think that's pivotal, right? Because I only think about my people here. I don't think about us no place else. I don't think about my cousins or anybody else that might be someplace else. I'm saying that they got to fight over there, that they got to fight. And if they want my help, they need to call me and I'll come over there, help them fight. But that is their fight to fight over there. And this is mine to fight over here. Um, so I do appreciate that, right? Because I know right now the conversation in the world is not necessarily US reparations, but world reparations.
I'm gonna come back to that though. I got a question for that. It's not, it's, I shouldn't do it
Yeah.
right now though, but I'm gonna come back to what you said. So remember what you said. I'm gonna write it down though, because
Yeah,
you
write it
said,
down because
because you said, because you said,
I'll be flowing.
yeah, right, because you said, because what you said was, I'm gonna remind you what you said was,
Yeah,
you know, about here,
yeah.
about here, and not so much about what other black people got going on in their countries,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah.
And
I can talk about that. Yeah.
yeah, and that is, I have a question
Yeah.
from this whole thing that surrounds that idea, you
Yeah.
know, because and you know what, we on it, man. Why not? So
Let's go. Let's go.
so it's not a pushback on that. It's just a perspective that I thought about, because I've had that feeling, that mindset to that, you know. But there's a saying that that we have in Black American culture and African American culture, that they never came. Ain't nobody send no slave ships back for us. Ain't nobody came and claimed and tried to get us, and say give us our people back. There's this mindsets that pro- proliferates through the Black community, and that mindset. But with this thing at the UN and Ghana and the other African nations that supported this this referendum, that brought it to the UN to say, hey, we want to bring this issue up. Does that now negate does that now discount that statement? Does that now make that statement not true? Because
my statement?
No, not your statement. That mindset of we got our own thing to fight. We can't be worried about what y'all going through. Like y'all black and y'all going through that over there. But we black and we've been going through this over here, and ain't nobody spoke up for us or even cared about what we got going on. But now actions speak louder than words. So for a long time that resonated true. I could say that resonated true because we haven't seen any talks or even of just like, you know, hey, those our people. We want our people back, you know. Pushing the conversation of y'all need to acknowledge that this happened and that y'all came over here, y'all, you know, raped, pillaged, bribed, thrived, and everything, you know, off of our
and
people,
everything.
You know. So now we see African nations, we see nations from and respectfully, I'll say the continent, even though they represent themselves as Africa, okay, making more noise about trying to get black folks in America some repair than any of these any groups, not knocking them, because I ain't did nothing to come help y'all step up y'all game, but I had the same mindset as y'all. Like I'm busy pulling my own bootstraps up, you know. So we're lacking something here. And now we see that Ghana, that some African nations are saying, hey, you know, we want to acknowledge this. We think that this was the most heinous crime on the planet that ever happened. So does that now allow us to say, okay, we can take on, now we have people to unite with. Now we can culturally we can say, okay, you know, okay, our brothers and sisters in Ghana.
You want to hear my heart, God?
I want to exchange the insight, God. You know,
so I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know fully or really anything what happened at the UN or with the Ghanaians, other than a little snippet that I might have seen, and I 100% didn't really watch it.
Right? Okay, well, we're gonna watch it tonight. We got it. I got you covered. I got you covered.
But to answer your question, just based off the strength of coming off the top of my dome, I'm saying that that's cute. And Ghana and every other African country over there needs to write the first check. Right? If you're saying
so we need Ghana need to write the first check.
Yo, where is the what is it called? The Cape of No Return or the Gate of No Return, or
it's in Ghana. It's in
Ghana. Yeah. Right. Where they had the church right above us and all that stuff. And that's what they say, right? So so while it's cool, you tell me I get to come back as long as I'm a doctor, lawyer, engineer, somebody professional that can make your country more Americanized. That's cool. But if we talking about repair, right, then you need to tell me you sorry. You need to tell me and everybody else that you helped participate with in this situation, fix it. Because what I'm saying is Ghana and Africa, all the other African countries, to me, are no different than any other brother or sister out there selling crack, selling heroin, pushing poison in our community, right? If you are participating in a downfall, you don't get to stand there and sound righteous and talk the good talk, especially since you've been ignoring my cries this whole damn time. And now that you have a voice, you don't want to speak for me. You want to speak for who exactly? I don't know.
Okay, right? Okay. Real quick though. What did they do? What part of that, what you were saying? because I may know, I may not know, but I think I know, but I'd rather ask you so we can know, be on the same frequency.
I
What did
really
they
don't
do?
know.
What
I
did they
really
do that was complicit? Because you just say they were selling, you know,
so I'm assuming
yawns and dog
I'm a
food. So it's like,
yeah, so I'm
you
assuming
know,
that the port or the Cape being there meant that the country was complicit in whatever European nation coming over and selling whoever they need to sell, right? So I don't think that port was
in
there.
some way they were complicit. That's what you're saying. In some, you saying they weren't being forced to have that, to have
I'm
those,
saying,
to
I'm
have those
saying
churches, to have the gates of no, the gate of no return, the door of no return. You saying they weren't being forced. They also weren't being under oppression.
the
And we don't
narrative,
know that. And we
we
don't
don't
know
know
that.
that. The only thing we know is the narrative, right? And the narrative says that Africans sold other Africans.
That's the story.
That's the story, right? I don't know if that's true or
But
not.
that's the story that we getting from colonial
and,
context.
and all of the continent is colonized.
So that's what I'm saying. They may have been colonized then,
Still today.
and they lost their revolt. You know, they lost. So they didn't really have no choice but to go with the flow. Kind of like, you know, I ask people now when we be like, you know, when they be like, but look at the Black Wall Streets and look at this and all that we had and all of these thriving economic things. But and I'm like, so are we defeated? Can we not do it again? You know,
Answer to those questions is no, we're not defeated. Yes, we can do those again. Because those are real.
right?
All right. So they are accomplishments, things that we accomplished. This is again, that's why I equated it to dope boys and people pushing poison in our communities and people pimping and prostituting our young girls and our young boys. Like again, that's the narrative, right? I wasn't around back then. I don't know what exactly happened,
Yeah, yeah.
right? I
But
don't know that. What I do know is the door of no return is there. I don't know why it's there. I know it is there, and I can only imagine that if it is, Ghana, and plus didn't they come out and say that they apologized a long time ago, and that's why they opened the doors to all of the diaspora to come back, and we can come back. Like I said, as long as we doctors and
okay,
lawyers.
so then they may have not, and I don't know that we have to do the research on that guy. If they
It's all research. It's all I gotta
right,
do research and all of it. Yeah,
if they did apologize, this is the if, and I hate these ifs, but if they did,
I think they did.
that was that is the start, you know, like
Yeah.
the actions comes after you apologize, right?
No, but what I'm saying though, God, like personally, instead of Ghana, yes, Ghana apologized. I don't know who all was involved, but I
But
think
that's
Ghana,
enough. But that's enough for our case for them to bring it to the
not for
UN.
me, not for me, because I'm saying if it's all about repair, and I'm talking about fixing a problem, and we got to fix our minds, right? Everybody, any other African nation that was complicit in whatever the transatlantic slave trade was, wherever that was, Ghana need to go talk to all of them, and they all need to apologize too, so we can know, so that we can, because once we can get past, all right, my brother hurt me, but my brother apologized to me, and I want to move forward. My brother, once we get past that, right, and you're not hiding your hand of the hurt that you caused to me, and we can actually really get past it because we want to move past it, then we can actually do that. But as long as we got this little thing that we're not necessarily talking about, the enemy, the oppressor, the actual colonizer that's playing these mind games, that's giving us these things to fight against each other with, they remain powerful, right? They remain having things that they can say, well, look at Pearl, right? He light skinned. Look at his glasses. He's a little different than you. And that. Like they got things that they can point. And if you and me are dumb enough to fall for it again, then we're dumb enough to fall for it again. But that doesn't take away the fact that wrong is wrong and right is right. All I'm saying is Africa needs to apologize in total before they go to the UN telling the white man to apologize to everybody else. And only Africa apologized according to that little sheet I got. It seemed like all of the whole UN, the whole European nation, European Union, all said we not voting.
Right. So we're gonna get into that, but from what my understanding, so where I'm at with that, going into what you were just saying, is at some point in time you have to take a position.
You have to take a position.
And where I look at Ghana, where our insights don't align, is that I agree with the fact that they should take accountability for complicity, because that is the start. You have to acknowledge that you did something wrong in order to correct it,
Right.
So I definitely am a person who does that in my own personal life, in my own professional life and everything. If I made a mistake, then I need to take accountability of it, and learn from it and let it be a learning lesson. And if I did not desire that outcome, then I won't continue that behavior, because that's where my level of maturity is. Because when I bake a cake and I put the recipe together, I want to do it the same way every time, so I can get that perfect cake,
every time.
So when I make a mistake, I realize, like, no, that's not an outcome that I feel good about. That's not something that I enjoy. So I don't do that again. Like, I'm that grown to learn from my mistakes.
Facts.
And in relation to Ghana, I'm saying that bringing it to the UN and acknowledging it, and it is part of. Now I get what you're saying. If they, I mean, hey, we ain't gonna turn down nothing but our collar. We want to check from
Facts.
anywhere, right? Just cut the check, baby. Because we've been bootstrapping. We can use a little stimulus. So so I understand that, but I'm like, at the same time, like, they're trying to bring the conversation to a place where it can get some global attention, where it can be heard at this level, even if it's a fail, which I think it was a fail, because a resolution is not law at the UN. Yeah, so
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So it's not law at the UN. Like, we study a little, a
like
little law and a little,
I like it.
Right. So, like, we we don't have no problem. We use our Google resources and Siri,
Real
and,
talk.
like, when we need to, like, when it's so
what they talk about.
So we understand that, and it's not law. And I seen them come in, we're gonna talk about it because we're gonna play the video. But
yeah.
But it was to me, like, it is a try that we haven't seen anybody else trying.
That's true.
So I give it some value to that, that because we hear a lot of things. We exchange our insights on how perfect things could be, or better things could be, or different things could be, however people, whatever word isn't offensive to people, right? While those words are offensive. I don't know. So we made a show about words, right? So but in looking at those things and people trying to move forward, it is an effort in saying, like, hey, this needs to be acknowledged. This is a voice. And a lot of people here in all of these different groups, I ain't gonna call out nobody. We ain't gonna single nobody out. But none of them are pushing or have been, let's say, let's give benefit. I don't do benefit of doubt, but let's give, folks to benefit, that they've been like quieted, blackballed, what you call the thing where they block their streams or whatever, or
shadow ban.
shadow ban. You
Yeah.
know, let's say that these things are real and they really are happening, and you know, so it's harder for the word to get out. It's harder for, you know, people take away followers, they blocking followers and all. Let's say all of these things are tactics against black people speaking up about American history and the slavery component of American history in an effort to, you know, to have reparations, to some form of repair. Okay, let's say that that is the case. Well, now we see Ghana on the biggest stage. It was, I guess it used to be the biggest stage in the world till Trump got it back then. Till he gave the Council Award Peace and everything, and he doing all this new stuff. But you know, that's supposed to be the World Council of Government. You know, the United Nations, where they can bring these things together. People can talk about it. And like you said, we're gonna get into a video. We saw the clip. We saw the vote that happened, and you know, we're gonna share that with y'all tonight. And we saw that the U.S., you know, was
U.S., Israel, and
Argentina.
Yeah.
They were no's. They were solid no's. And then you had the European Union. They voted no, and everyone else voted yes. So I just commend Ghana for, you know, and that's why I asked, can we say that though? And not even a little bit. The guy you saying we can't even say it a little bit because they ain't put no money where their mouth at.
Nah, so this is my problem, right? Like, I have a problem with anybody in the continent sounding like an African, right? Because I know that they've been colonized till today, right? Like, so as long as I see blackface, right? But I'm not seeing revolutionary nothing. I'm not seeing anything that makes me say that those politicians are not like the same politicians over here, right? Like, so
Okay.
So I'm saying that
I know you don't have for the viewers, you could explain them more. For me, I got you already, because that was enough right there. When you said that you see them as politicians like over here, I don't disagree at all. I see that and I understand that
and that's my issue.
Yeah, I understand that construct because it's a lot of talk and no action.
Yeah.
You know? It's a lot of posturing, picture taking, and bongo
kissing
playing,
and
dancing and everything, but not really celebrating no real wins. You know, you know, or trying to facilitate a win, a false win. You know, and not have a follow through.
Yeah, like it's
like
just
no follow through. So
they seem like Western politicians in Africa. It's how I see them and how I hear them. So
the political class, the political
not all of the continent, just the political people
class. The political elite. because they got the money over there too. You know, I am political. You know what I'm saying? You know, my third cousin is the ambassador. Is the, you know, owns the gold company or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's really functioning third world like that. You know, and that's and to say that means that, are we first world? Are we really first world anymore? And that's something to even look at, like, you know, because we're functioning as third world. So are we even, did people miss it when the US switched from a first world nation to a third world? And the only difference that we have from the third worlds is we have a stronger military.
And that's really it. Kind of, we can defend ourselves.
We can defend ourselves, right?
We can defend ourselves. That's pretty much because we don't make nothing, right? We're
Not
heavily
much. Not
we're heavily
much.
dependent on a lot of things from a lot of people. Um,
Yeah, I mean, China has become the world's manufacturer.
period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't matter if you
So
say Polo or Old Navy. It don't matter.
whatever it is, hey, if it's DBCHEFTV, I'm trying to get me a factory over there too. you know, I
They
mean,
are the world's
I would,
factory. Why would
I
you
would,
not?
I would love to employ my own people here, but we need to see things change that make it conducive to being able to pay people a livable wage, and and you're not, it doesn't cost so much for you to run your business where your profit margins are you're just maintaining your business. You're just maintaining your balance at zero.
Yeah.
You're not running a deficit. We just at zero. And like, you want a business that
Profits a little bit.
that profits, so
just once or twice.
a little bit. Just a little bit, right? So definitely, y'all let us know what you think of when you hear the words US slavery reparations. Let's see right here. Let's holler at the chat real quick. We got why Argentina. I have no idea why Argentina.
I was thinking the same thing. Like,
I have no idea why Argentina. But then you know what? I do have an idea, but I'm gonna keep my idea to myself.
I
But
kind of have an idea too, but it's strange.
I will say this. What is the guy's name? Is it George Soros or is it? I think George Soros is Argentinian.
I don't know.
I could be wrong, but I think Argentina is a beautiful place. But it is very Argentina is like very
He's Hungarian.
okay. Well, I know. Oh, he Hungarian. Okay, well, he be in Argentina a lot. I don't know why I'm associating him with something that happened in Argentina, maybe, but I don't know what it was. I was watching something. Maybe they had a summit down there or something, and he was down there talking or something. I don't know, but I don't know why his name just came in my brain with Argentina. But in Latin American countries, they have colorism.
Hell yeah.
And like, it's just very convenient for a Latin person in America to be like, oh no, I'm not this, and they claim their ethnicity. They would definitely be quick to be like, I'm not black, I'm this ethnicity, and be darker than you and me.
Facts.
All right. So that works here, but
only here in America.
Only here in America. But in their native countries, like, it's colorism. So the light, you like the light, the right. And Argentina is a very light the light country.
Like, I don't think they got any black people in Argentina. Like, they so light.
No, they have some melanated Argentinians.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, but it's a lot of, like,
yeah, they got some brown people down there. They in South America. How you not gonna have, and that's what make it so bad. Everybody got a dark skinned cousin or aunt or T.O. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got, Tia, somebody, everybody got somebody that's brown skinned, man. Like, everybody. Especially coming from south of the equator. So I think that's maybe the reason why Argentina was in there, because they are a very light, bright country.
Very light.
What else we got here? We got America itself is first world. I don't know. I don't think we first world anymore. Not the way
You know,
not the way politics are set up.
I don't know. I don't know if I think we got to do a show on that whole first world, third world. I don't think I don't think I fully understand, other than what you said about the military. Like, I fully understand that, right? Like, when I think about other countries around the world and what makes them, in my opinion, soft or weak, is their inability to protect themselves,
Right.
right? They have to rely on a quote unquote big nation or big country, somebody with a big military, to protect them from another big country that has a big military, because they're not big enough.
Well, I mean, even in that aspect, let's look at it. What if China says, we will ship you nothing? What if we just wake up one morning and China says, we will ship you nothing? Come get it. Come take it. Right? I mean, that stops a lot of stuff. I mean, right? That's Walmart, Home Depot, Home Goods.
No, that's everything,
Polo.
God. That's your cell phone. That's your hat. That's your glasses. That's your headphones. That's everything.
They said we'll give you nothing.
That's everything. Like, look at everything that you own. Is made where? Over there, right?
In
like
China. So, you know, that to me is a lot of leverage in warfare, in manipulation, and, you know, whatever tool you need to use that in.
You ain't lying, God. Like,
you know,
because to pay an American to do the same exact thing that they do in those factories over there, like, this American gonna want an American minimum wage.
Easy.
Which takes that $3 t-shirt easily to $20 before it's sold.
Before it's sold. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
you might get it at 15 for production, you know, if you can get prison labor.
If you can get prison labor. That's what I'm saying, right? And because even prisoners get paid.
Yeah.
Right. Just not a whole lot. Right. Wow, that's a lot. That's scary.
No, my brother, that's where we live.
Not for nothing. That is kind of why I wrote the book, though, right? Because I was scared for real. So I did something about my fear.
You know, and that's why we have to do better, because we're gonna watch a video that shows, like, I'm not going to spill it. You know, y'all can let us know what y'all think.
Don't jump, God. I don't think you answered the question. What you hear when you think about reparations?
You said a lot of the things.
Word.
You know, cut the check was at the top of my list. You know, and that specifically was because, you know, I've been pulling my bootstraps up for a long time. So, you know, so, like, you know, I have a therapist. I have a mental health therapist. You know, I have somebody to talk to about that stuff, to help me cope with the world and wearing this skin and all of my experiences. You know, I've learned to do certain things in my life to try to facilitate positive environments, you know, to foster that, to try to keep myself from being triggered by certain things, you know. Financially, I grew up not poor, but, you know, not educated in finance and not having the knowledge that I have now. So we corrected those things because we like to keep something. We don't like to, I consider living behind bum activity.
Hmm.
So that was a mindset that I had to take. It's not knocking those people who choose to live like that, but Chef Earl Pearl says it's bum activity. It ain't no insult to you. It's bum. I would feel like looking at myself in the mirror that I'm a bum, allowing myself to live like that. So, if that helps you understand that, um, so at this point,
Hmm.
when dealing with um our people, I just realized we got a lot of traumas. It's a whole lot of stuff that we've been through the, through the slavery, through the history, through people's own uh personal experience and stuff like that. Me being a person that now I know my dad, but I didn't have my father growing up, you know. Um, so coming from a single parent household and the struggles and everything that came with that, all of those things, and knowing how there's so many other people that look like me that have the same story, that have the same struggles. Their outcomes have been different. The reparations for me is just the check right now. Like that's all. Because I also realize
Yeah.
like some people going to Gucci and they going to Mercedes and they going to, they're going to go get with the things that they see on TV that make you think that you wealthy.
Yeah.
They're gonna go do that. They're going to go get the Hellcats and the SRTs and the, you know, and all that stuff. So I know that's not what I'm gonna go do with my bread. Like I got a plan for the money before I get it, and it's not just how to spend it.
No, no.
So, when I think of it, that's why that cut the check is at the top of my list. That long overdue. You said something that was long overdue. Um, you said you thought about the ancestors. Absolutely, all that stuff. I don't think they could give me no amount of money that'll make up for what my ancestors had to go through. You know, so an apology is always, I'm always open to an apology. Because people make mistakes. This is different though, because this is like y'all did this to everybody.
Everybody.
And then it's just like that every month, every February, like then we gotta reteach it every single February, and you know you gotta relive it, open up the womb again, and then still no reparations, still no talk of it. It took Ghana, where you could say that,
Oh man, God, you just said something. Yeah.
it took Ghana for it to get to the level of acknowledgement in 2026. And we talking about years and years and years. You talking about that Black people, were the founding fathers, fought in the Revolutionary War, were judges, were sheriffs and doctors and pastors and professional people and business people and entrepreneurs, and like they helped establish the whole architects and scientists and technology, and so much stuff that we have contributed, that it's like we shouldn't even have to ask for, and then we have young people that are younger than us, where they don't even value, the fact that a person is an elder anymore. Like they don't even see, like, okay, they have this thing in their brain where it's like you supposed to be doing it a certain way, instead of realizing, they're doing a lot more than a whole lot of other people. You can learn from that person, soak up the game, instead of trying to compare it to something that you see on TV or something that you haven't worked to get, and you think that you know how to handle it, and you never had it, you know. So it's all of these traumas, all of these things into one that that I think also need to be repaired. You know, it needs to be some type of mental repair too, you know, because the broken household, like me speaking of that, coming from that, you know, coming from a single parent home, they're not having that, the traumas of those things that people don't always get. Everybody don't always get somebody to talk about it. You know, everybody don't always get somebody to share that with,
Hmm.
you know. Um, and people carry those things, resentments and stuff like that. They hold that in and it projects on other people because they haven't healed on the inside from their own stuff. They don't even know how to. They haven't tried to, because everybody want to be tough, you know, because you have to be tough wearing this skin, you know, because the world ain't giving you no breaks. Because when you walk down the street, yeah, you gonna check a black person for calling you a nigga out of character. But everybody else who see you, if they see you and that's what they see before they even get a chance to interact with you, you know, you don't have no control over that. You know, and I correlate that to like like when I was riding through Brooklyn not too long ago,
Hey.
and I was in a part of Brooklyn that was Jewish, and I was like, damn, they got their own police. I had to, you know, my one of my aunts, it was in the hospital, and you know, went to go see her, and I was like, wow, this whole section is just like they had their own police and everything. Like, this is crazy. But then you see the people, right? And you see the stores and the shops, and you see the people and everything, and you like, everybody's Jewish here. And they even have a distinction. They got the hats on, you know, I don't want to disrespect y'all. I don't know what the hat called. You know, they got their scarves on. I ain't disrespecting y'all. I don't know what the scarf called, you know. But they got that on. Even the jits, even the younger the youth, you know, they
Mhm.
have on their different. And it's like when you see that, you automatically say that's a Jewish kid or there's a Jewish guy, you know. But we get, because we got the dreads, the colorful hair, the whatever, the you know, that's a nigga. So when you live in a place where it's like that's what you get, that's the first reaction, you know, and you have to live with that. If you and that same person were in uh Texas, I don't know, I'm just picking it, and that's how they was dressed, and then you dress how you normally dress, and you walking through a certain area, that's what the person gonna think. Oh, that's a Jewish person. But when they see you, somebody may say, oh, that's a brother. Somebody may say, who's the black guy? But somebody gonna say, what that nigga doing?
Somebody gonna say, who that nigga on that there?
You see what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
you know, so understanding that like that's something that we all have to deal with. And that's why I don't talk, that's why I always say that, like, I'm not proud to be nobody's nigga. The ignorance that I tolerate is from my family and close friends that I've known for years and years and years. But new people, I'm not accepting ignorance.
At all.
If we're not going to be black people that act like we got some sense, that act like we are trying to be better versions of ourselves, like, I'm not going to be your friend. I'm not hanging with you. You know, I'm not gonna be cool with you. Like, I can be cordial, high and by, but that's it. You're not getting my time and energy, because I can't learn nothing from you, but how not to do something. And I already have enough things to study to learn what not to do, you know? So I need people that we gonna add on. It's gonna build, you know?
Right.
So reparations will help my build, you know, because I would get a check.
Yo, you ain't lying, yo.
you know, you
And
know,
I would get a mouthful of gold teeth. I ain't gonna lie.
you know. I mean, we're gonna do something with that too, but we not,
Exactly.
you know, we're gonna definitely invest in that area for sure. Because we need to make it, we need
Man,
to shore up, you know, the other stuff that has
it
counterparty risk. So we're gonna need to,
ain't all fashion.
yeah, you know, it ain't on fast. It ain't on. Let me show you what I got. It's gonna be enough of black people trying to look what I bought, like the tax return thing. You know, people
Yeah.
got the tax return thing.
Or
Look what
or
I
the
bought.
stimulus. Yeah.
Look what I bought with my tax return. Look what I bought with,
Yeah.
you know, because now those things that now will cost you more, you know, to maintain, you know, because even if we got it, I think they could cut a reparation check for $50,000 and everybody will be straight.
I
I
think
think
so too.
I think they could lowball it,
I do
and it
too.
because 50,000 would be a lowball, okay. But I think if they gave everybody 50 grand, you know, I know some people that's gonna be broke in 2-3 months, easy.
You said months?
Yeah, 2-3 months. Yeah, easy.
Days, if not weeks.
You know,
Like, yo, God, how many people you don't know got their listening bonus, got their real listening bonus on Friday and didn't have it by Monday? How many people have you seen blow their whole real listening
that's
bonus
crazy right
over
there.
the week? I've seen it a lot.
Yeah,
They
I
blow
seen a
their
couple people.
they
Not
blow
the
their
whole,
whole
not the whole thing. They keep about 2-3 bands, you know, but it's gone in a month or
it's
two.
gone, God. They
It's
go
gone in
buy
a
a
month or two,
car and it's gone.
and it's gone. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
you're right.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like 50,000 ain't no money, so that's why I'm
Which is
like,
which is which is why to your point, which is why I was saying like it's bigger than the check, but cut the check because once you do that, all Cass is gonna do is go stimulate the economy some more. So like nobody loses anything, right? Like other than you got egg on your face, or you got you got to wear your white guilt, on your sleeve now, I guess. But I don't know how this thing really hurts anybody, right?
I'm
But
just
yeah.
saying, I'm just saying, like, you know, let's.
Because I agree with you. You can lowball Cass, and Cass is so thirsty and so desirous of an
But who
apology.
wears the white guilt though? Like, not all white people wear the white guilt,
They don't.
right?
Only the guilty.
Only the guilty. So that's why I'm like, okay, well,
Only the guilty. Like,
you can cut the check, you know, but it won't change anything in totality. You know, it's gonna help over here at DB
hell
Chef
yeah.
TV. You know,
And at BK Soul Farm is gonna help
right?
over
It's gonna help.
here.
You
It's
know,
gonna help.
it's not life changing money. You know,
No.
but it helps. And the fact that they just aren't even that it took Ghana to reignite and respark the conversation, you know,
Craziness.
not taken away from anybody else who has been out there saying, you know, we need to do this, we should do it, you know. Like I said, I'm not going you know, I'm not going shot nobody out. It's a lot of people that's been trying to have the conversation, but they being muted, you know, like they not really. It's getting to the people that follow them. It's
So the people in America, I know they champion that bill HR 40. I don't think HR 40 had anything to do with the UN. Like I don't even think people here in America took it to the global world. I think they was just talking to the American government, I think, here in America.
yeah, they was just talking to the U to they was just talking to the UN, you know.
Yeah.
They was just talking to the UN. They weren't necessarily talking to um, they weren't necessarily speaking to the American public,
Yeah.
you know. So we're gonna go ahead and head over to the United Nations, y'all. This is UN.org, and we had the UN resolution urges reparations for slavery's historical wrongs, and this
Yup,
was
yup.
March 25th, 4 days ago. A resolution spearheaded by Ghana received 123 votes in favor. Three countries, Argentina, Israel, and the United States, voted against, and 52 abstained. And the Ghanaian president said, today we come together in solemn solidarity to affirm truth and pursue a route to healing and reparative justice. And he spoke amongst on behalf of a 54-member African group, the largest regional bloc at the UN. Okay, and some of the highlighted points were: for more than 400 years, millions of people were stolen from Africa, put in shackles and shipped to the New World to toil in cotton fields, sugar, coffee plantations, under scorching heat, and and the crack of the whip. Denied their basic humanity and even their own names, they were forced to endure generations of exploitation with repercussions that reverberate today, including persistent anti Black racism and discrimination. The resolution emphasized the trafficking of enslaved Africans and racialized chattel enslavement of Africans as the gravest crime against humanity by the reason of the definitive break in world history, scale, duration, systemic nature, brutality, and enduring consequences that continue to structure the lives of all people throughout racialized regimes of labor, property, and capital. Okay. So what they wanted to do, they said, they wanted it affirmed the importance of addressing historical wrongs affecting Africans and people of the diaspora in a manner that promote justice, human rights, dignity, and healing, while emphasizing that claims for reparations represent a concrete step towards remedy. Okay, so we have the text was highly problematic in countless respects. Ambassador Dan, what's his name? Negria, U.S. representative to the UN Economic and Social Council, said prior to the vote he regretted that Washington must once again remind this body that the United Nations exists to maintain international peace and security and was not founded to advance narrow, specific interests and agendas, to establish niche international days, or to create new costly meeting and reporting mandates. And this is what the United States representative said. What you think about that? What y'all think about that in the chat? He said he regretted that Washington must once again remind them, the UN, that y'all job is to maintain international peace and security, not try to get these Black folks no reparations. That's what he said in a nutshell. Would you agree?
I agree. That's what he said. I agree.
We'll be back, y'all, right after this. Little intermission style, y'all. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. And tonight, y'all, we are smoking on U.S. slavery reparation. So let's go ahead and get back to the video that we was trying to show.
A historic vote at the United Nations on slavery.
Therefore, draft resolution A/80/L48 is adopted.
The UN General Assemblies declared that slavery is the gravest crime against humanity, specifically the enslavement of some 12 million Africans and their descendants through the transatlantic slave trade. The resolution put forward by Ghana was harshly criticized by the United States, where tens of millions of descendants of enslaved Africans live today. We'll be talking about that later on. First, I want to hear the reaction from Ghana. DW correspondent Isaac Kaleji is in the Ghanaian capital, Accra. Isaac, good to see you.
Thank you, David.
So before we talk more about this historic vote at the UN, let's just look at what the resolution says. The resolution calls the transatlantic slave trade the gravest crime against humanity. It calls for UN member states to engage in dialogue on a full and formal apology and for reparations as a concrete step toward remedying historical wrongs. The resolution also urges the prompt and unhindered restitution of cultural items to their countries of origin. 123 countries voted in favor of the resolution. 3 voted against it, including the United States. 52 countries abstained, including the UK and all of the European Union. So, Isaac, let's start, though, with Ghana. How are people there reacting to the news?
So a lot of people have been following this particular campaign for a long time, like 3 years ago, but this year, it has been intense and people have been following, and a lot of celebrations in terms of people being happy about the fact that eventually their president was able to lead this campaign and the UN has adopted this resolution. So the reaction has been positive. People have been happy about the development today.
And Isaac, Ghana has been pushing for this resolution for a while now. Tell us more about what's behind that.
So Ghana has been the epicenter really of this whole narrative about slavery because the country has several castles and forts, and many of them were used in the this slavery trade that took place many centuries ago. And across the country, in fact, we have 2 of the key castles, the Elmina Castle and also the Kepo Castles, where people always come to visit to see the devastation that took place because of slavery. And we've seen this edifice there and trying to remember exactly how our forefathers actually had to struggle and be taken along the oceans to other parts of the world as slaves. It's something that really keeps people thinking. And I think that this drive or campaign for reparative justice actually is anchored on that we see the remnants of this and we think that something ought to be done, especially even with the issue of securing formal apology from countries that really carried out this particular activity.
You paused the gut.
Yeah, would you want to go on a trip to see this? Would you want to? You know, would this be the destination to go to Ghana? Like, I want to go to Ghana.
God, I'm telling you, like me
and see the slave dungeons.
Hearing this, I kind of want to burn Ghana down.
The whole Ghana, or at least just that area?
At least those 2 sites.
At least those 2 sites. Well, they got a whole coastline. Like you would have to just, you know. I mean, it's kind of, you know. I mean, the whole coastline. You know, it's kind of impossible to burn. I mean, you could set it on fire, but I mean, you know, you're gonna want to rebuild it. It's prime real estate after a while. Everybody loves. So
I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm hoping they don't charge us to come and walk through there. Like I'm hoping it's not like a whole nother pyramid scheme, like no pun intended.
So you saying like you fly to Ghana, you stay in a hotel, you got all your amenities and everything, and then this is a tour that costs like that 20, 30 bucks to go to go see the slave quarters.
To get the beginning of my pain that they say I came from, right? Yeah, I wouldn't go to that. The fact that it's still there is enough for me to be like, yeah, I got enough anger and vitriol in my veins, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't imagine myself going and like what kind of person I would be when I came back. Like, I just imagine I would be so much angrier and hurt and disappointed. In my
go like,
reflection.
wow. People go like, wow. Oh my God, maybe one of my ancestors, great was up in here. You know, like that's crazy. I couldn't imagine paying for that though either.
I couldn't imagine paying for that, God. Like, I wouldn't pay for that.
I wouldn't pay for that either.
Again, another pyramid scheme, right? Like, I gotta go to the museums to see the stuff that you stole from me. I gotta pay it. Like, well, come on. And then I can't even take no pictures of stuff in here because you're saying I can't take pictures of my own stuff.
I definitely would not pay for that.
I would not pay for that. Like, if it was just like a site that's dead, like I do want to go to Ghana, but if it's just a site that's dead, you can just walk up on it and go through there and be like, yo, let me go see that. But if I gotta pay,
I'll be like, man, let's get drunk first and then we can go. You know, let's get drunk first and then we can go. Well, once I get drunk, I'll be mentally prepared for it. I'll be numb, you know. And then the most thing I might do is just cry. You know, I might get there and I might just shed some tears.
Yo, every video I seen, every video I seen made me not want to go. They talk about the floor that they standing on is human excrement that just solidified over time. It was so much that they was literally standing on shit, and like the floor that you see is not really the floor. I'm like, I can't imagine that's being, man, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how
I don't want to see that guy.
How all of those traumas become attractions.
Tourist attractions. Kind of like hip hop.
That's wild.
Drill music, right? Like,
we got Sean Mack 4725. It says 2 centuries as recently as 1900s and less active, but still present today in the form of 40-hour work week and wages. Yeah, it do look a little different now. It does look a little different. But you know,
damn, I would not pay. I can't imagine myself paying to see that.
I couldn't pay for that.
I couldn't pay for that, God. Like, I couldn't go to Ghana to go see that. Like, that couldn't be the reason I'm going to Ghana, because I want to go.
Like, let's go to Ghana. Like, God, come on, let's plan a husband and wives trip, and we're gonna go to Ghana and see all the places where they was shipping slaves off and locking them up.
Oh, it sounds so romantic.
And torturing them, and people did not know if they was ever gonna see their family again, and it was just so horrific, and people got beaten.
I don't know how the Ghanaians walked past that spot sitting there. Like, my man just said, he talked about his forefathers that was sent over here, right? And I can respect that a little bit. Like, I'm rocking that because we don't know the whole story of who got sent or whatever. So I can rock with that. But everything in me is saying, like, I don't understand how I can still be there, right? Like, especially if ain't no white people here to keep it running, right? Like, at least let's turn it back into a fort. Let's turn it back into what it used to be, and
like remodel it, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Like this where it used to be at.
This is where it used to be at.
But we wasn't gonna live looking at this mess, so we're not
gonna live looking at this. We're gonna turn it back to what it was, or we're gonna knock it down and put something better here.
We're gonna put something better here. Like,
I'm not gonna leave my pain here and then charge. He was wearing a suit, so I'm assuming that they charging people to go see this stuff. Like, he wasn't wearing like no lion skin fucking nothing. Nah, son.
That's racist. That's racist. That is racist. Why would somebody from Africa have on a lion skin? You've been watching too much Coming to America. That was not Eddie Murphy or Arsenio with the lion skin jacket on. The king of Zamunda,
King Jaffe.
Jaffa.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
He said he ain't had no lion jacket on.
yo, my man.
It wasn't official because he ain't had no lion jacket on, son.
He was wearing Stacey Adams. Like, come on, son.
What's wrong with Stacey Adams, though?
Nothing here in America.
You say in America, right? But not in Africa. He brought him back.
He brought him back.
He brought him back. He brought him back with him.
Yeah, nah.
He got him off Amazon. I definitely was not paid for this trip, though. I don't get the attraction to pay for it.
That can't be the reason why I'm going to Ghana, son. Like, I gotta go to Ghana for a completely different reason other than to see the slave stuff. Right? Like, I couldn't. Just like I don't go to the museums and see that stuff here. Right?
No,
like,
I definitely.
Nor do I go to any of the plantations where they be taking like these wedding pictures, like that one that burned down in Louisiana. Like apparently that was like a thing that people went to on a regular basis. Like,
don't get me started. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Okay, you all right? No, Pearl. No. Okay.
Don't stop, Pearl.
Some things are just not for the show. But
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got
my bad guy.
Yeah, you know, trigger. I almost got triggered right there. Just some things not for the show. Because you said something when you said people going to take pictures on plantations, and I'm just like, you know, like, I'm not supposed to say nothing. So
not supposed to say nothing about that, right? Because they used to take pictures on the plant, man.
You know, I had an experience. I've been traumatized, but this is where I'm talking about, God. Like, it's the coastline of Ghana, you know.
That is.
So we would have to burn the whole coast. You know, at some point in time, we could imagine that it was merchant ships lined up here, moored up here, you know, trying to, you know, get cargo to go on there, whatever they bon voyages.
Yo, you just said cargo, God. One of the things that dude said was on the list for that the Ghanaians was talking about was cultural items. The return of cultural items. And my question was, is that us or is that the gold? Like what do they consider cultural items? Do they care about us, or do they just want their stuff that's in the museums back?
I mean, if we go with the God Ali Dawood Els BK Soul Farms politician,
they want the gold
insight, then I think that they will want their artifacts and gold and antiques before they will want the people, you know,
the actual resources.
Yeah, like I would like to believe, but you know, about to believe, you know, that I would like to have hope. You know,
yeah, 2 fists up.
Yeah, because I'm like, shoot, we want to fight for that, baby. You know what I'm saying? We want, if you want us back, like you said, cut the check too. Like, offer some land with that. Y'all want to come over here? We got a whole section. We got the land. You
got 40 million revolutionaries that are trained, right? That because the whole civil rights and all that stuff, Black Panther Party, all the things that's putting batteries in all of the Black people's backs around the world, and everybody backs around the world. All that comes from here. Like, so we got the sauce.
The super sauce,
duper sauce, right? We jumping hot, man.
If it was athletes and everything, the only problem with it is, right?
Yeah,
is we're gonna take European ways there.
They already over there. They colonized today.
But I'm saying it's still gonna be.
that's where the repair comes in. That's what I'm saying. It is more than just a check because, and that's why I said earlier it be because that's another thing I wanted to bring up. The guy said that the Ghanaians represented all 54 countries.
That union.
They said it was so. My understanding is Ghana was speaking for all 54 countries in Africa.
Yes.
And saying that I'm sorry. So is that essentially all of Africa apologizing to the whole diaspora? Is that all of Africa saying all the diaspora come back to Africa, any part of Africa, pick a spot, any spot?
I mean, they would have to say that. That's a big reach. You know,
I mean, because if
that's a way to interpret it, but they didn't say that though.
If he's representing all of Africa to talk about we saying that reparations is the greatest crime in humanity, I would and Ghana has a come back home policy, I would imagine, since we're talking about repair, that the whole continent will want everybody back and let us fill up the continent and make our resources go where they best fit. But that's why I say it look like a politician move, because
all black folks ain't gonna go back to Africa though. Even
no,
if
they're
Ghana,
not.
Even if Ghana was offering like, come on back, we got you 40. I mean, I don't think they could give everybody 40 acres and a mule, but you know what I'm saying? But like, even if they was offering a decent amount of money and a different quality of life than what people are experiencing now,
still ain't going.
You know, I think some people would choose to be like, well, can I get the money and I just stay here? You know,
right here.
You know, you know,
that's what I was thinking, guy. I was like, you know, do they want us back? He said he's representing all 54. Is that all 50? Because then I started thinking about I don't know if you watch the comedian Godfrey. He got a podcast, a African centered podcast where they bring on all the African people around the world to talk about their experiences in entertainment and stuff like that. And the one thing that keeps sticking out to me every time I watch the clips of it is all these people come on there and they talk about for the most part how when they watch TV of America over there, when they see us, it's kind of what you said, right? Like when they see black people with locks and this and that, they see nigga. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them they see nigga, but they see the nigga that they want to be because it looks cool, right? So they still see nigga, but they see is a cool ass nigga, right? And I take it a step further because when they get over here and they get hit with the nigga word or the N word or the hard R word, they all say that it has no cultural reference for them. It's totally not offensive at all. And I'm like, on one hand, you want to be a nigga because that's what you see, but you really don't understand like what you're looking at all because it has no reference for you. So the only thing that you want to see is what the white man is showing you. That's why I say like we're gonna go over there with the white man's mentality, but it's already over there. Right.
That's true. I agree with that. I agree. I think that black people are showing them that too, because black people less likely get offended by a black person calling them a nigga than they do a white person. So because it becomes socially accepted, that's why I don't tolerate it from nobody. Like I ain't your nigga. Like unless I'm your nigga, you know what I'm saying? And we've been knowing each other since a long ass time to where
you know
what I'm saying? To where I just know that that's like I may not have never called you a nigga. I may always be like, bro, cuz, whatever, you know, or like, dude, you tripping or something like that. I may have never used that word with you at all, right? Yeah. But I know that that's what you do. So if we don't have that history, then
you hitting me.
Yeah, like, you know, then you trying to do what they tried to do too, what they trying to do with it. Correct. You know, you trying to defamate me, you trying to belittle me, you trying to make me not feel like I'm not a black man accomplished who done came through some things, who
That
has
part.
established myself as being a productive member of society that other black people can look at and say, I want something, I want to role model myself or model myself after something that this person have. And I've done that and have white friends that have thought that. So that's why I ain't accepting nobody calling me no nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't proud of that. And that's why I go out of my way to make sure that I address people that I care about and not use that, because we have a vocabulary. Plus, I remember older people. You know, I could say this. I could say honestly that I do not remember my granddaddy using the word nigga. Okay? I do not recall him doing it. Now, I could talk to my aunts, I could talk to my uncles, I could talk to some of my cousins who are older. And they may proudly be like, well, yeah, he did, blah, 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 and this, right? But I don't have that. So he might have did it around y'all.
I don't have that either, God.
But then he realized that he did something wrong with y'all, because parents become better parents when they have more children and when they had grandchildren. Everything is different.
Everything is different. You ain't lied about
And
that.
I'm not a parent, and I know that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a child, and I have a child experience. So I know the difference. I got a mama and a grandmama and a granddaddy. You know what I'm saying? Rest his soul. You know? So when I look at that, it's like we have these norms. And that same African that comes across, or that same other black person that comes across, yeah, they'll conveniently use it because, like you said, everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga.
Nobody want to be a nigga.
You know, because it's cool, because there's no standard set. There's no definition that is no. Like we need to be better than that. People have taken the word and just use it so casually and don't even care about that this is where that started.
Yeah.
You know, that right here on this coastline is one of the places where that started. The whole defamation and degradation of a people.
That beautiful coastline.
You know, that look good. That look like somewhere we want to go and throw some lobsters on the grill.
Hell yeah, right there, God. Like, I
pop some drinks, open up some coconuts,
right there.
pour some drinks in.
Now I will go to Ghana to do that.
I'll go to Ghana and do that, but I ain't going.
I ain't going to go see no slave for it.
I ain't going to go do the slave thing. Nah, because like you said, I already be feeling like I don't, you know. See, I be having these real stories because we travel, we do stuff, right?
So like travel, we do
you know,
stuff. Yeah.
And my wife's parents wanted to go to DC to go to the African History Museum. So I went, but I went to DC with them, but I didn't go to the museum. I just did, you know, and they had a good time. They enjoyed, you know, I didn't mind chauffeuring them and going to eat and having fun and stuff, but just going to the museum wasn't something that I wanted to do. I wasn't, you know, I just didn't want to go. I'm like, man, like I'm gonna go in there and my depression is gonna kick in.
It's gonna rise, bro. Like it's gonna,
you know,
like
I'm gonna get sad. I'm gonna be so sad because all of this is a history that has continued, and then there hasn't been no apology.
No,
you know,
nothing.
And I always say, you know, God, like the worst type of people is a person that won't apologize.
Even if they know they're wrong, especially
even if they know they're wrong. Like, you know, that means that they intentionally want to hurt or they intentionally want to antagonize, you know, because they don't look at what they're doing as wrong. They want to justify it. And that's what USA is doing with saying the things that the UN ambassador said. you know, that the U.S. ambassador to the UN, saying like, look, y'all ain't even supposed to be talking about no reparations and this, that, and the third. Y'all supposed to be talking about some other stuff. So it's like they're not going to apologize for it. They don't care. They don't.
Nah, the U.S. said that they're not apologizing for something that was legal.
That was legal, right?
Oh, you know what's crazy about that guy? Like
and they made the law. Right?
Not it's two parts, right? One, they made the law, and two, that shows you that they don't see us as humans today, because all we're talking about is human trafficking, right? And human trafficking has always been illegal, right? Like it's never,
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
No,
It has not always been illegal. It was illegal after slavery.
Nah, God, like I'm saying, they wasn't considering us humans when they was moving us around. Like we was cargo. Like that's how they getting around it. Like they not looking at our situation
because the law didn't say that they were humans.
The law didn't say that they was humans.
The law said that they so we taking it to the Supreme Court now, right? So that's where that argument would be at, right?
That's where that argument would be at, I think, right? Because,
all right, or whatever the world court is, we're at the UN.
Yeah,
you know, so it's like, okay, well, because and they're saying by law they were cargo, they weren't people. So yes, so human trafficking is illegal, but merchant traffic and cargo is not.
And that's the rub right there.
And we had our rules set, we had our laws, our international laws set, right? So those were the rules of the road. So we can't be held accountable.
We can't be held, even though we made the rules.
And we made the rules, and we ran the racket.
And we still making the rules today.
You know, so
crazy.
Yeah. So it's just like
crazy. This guy, like why would I go to Ghana to go see these slave force, bro? And I can't imagine coming back and not taking out like the first person I seen that did look like me. Like I like just the conversation is.
That's triggering. A lot of rage. That's a lot of build
like
up.
The conversation is triggering, and I just can't imagine. I'm just imagining all the people on the airplane that don't look like us, that want to have pleasant conversations with us on our way over to Ghana, talking about all the things we're gonna go see, right? And I can't think about I can imagine the conversation. Oh, did you go see Amina, the fort and the slave fort? How did that make you feel?
So let me tell you this story. So as a child, I got to go to the Smithsonian African American Museum, Black History Museum. That's what it was called then, before they changed it to the African American. It was just this Smithsonian Black History Museum. So I got to take a trip up the road. We went and everything. And when you go in there, you know, you see a lot of pictures and you see shackles and stuff like that, you know. And I remember a teacher said to me, like, see, when you, because I was a knucklehead as a kid. You know, I almost didn't even get to go on that field trip because I had, you know, wouldn't. You know, you got in school, you got to be good during the week before you could go to the field trip, and you got to get enough stars. You know what I'm saying? And I just did. I didn't want to compete for the stars. You know, I was just like, man, I don't give a shit about these stars. What is it? It ain't gonna do nothing. You know,
get you on a field trip though.
Yeah, you know, but I was just like, who cares? Like,
yeah,
I want to go outside and play. I don't want to go and be more traumatized. So I remember the teacher saying, like, you know, like, see, that's where little bad people, that's what, and I'm just like, little bad people.
Justifying it.
You know, and because I was, you know, because I was a knucklehead, you know, they would tell me, stop talking, you know, stop this, stop being disruptive. Like out on the field trip, hold hands, stay in line, you know, like I'm busy. I was busy.
That's for the bad people.
You know, so when I look at that, and I could only imagine if we would have had things like this, like a castle, a door of no return. And then through our youth, we've been going on field trips to go see stuff like this, to traumatize the youth even further.
Talking
And
about see where the bad people go. The bad people go to the hope of no return.
Even if they telling you that this is where your family started, and you got an Asian child in the class, a white child, or a Hispanic child or a Latino child in the class, like, and this has nothing to do with them. So now they like, your family was African booty scratches, and they was putting them right there, and because kids tease each other.
Yep.
So I could only imagine, from just the things that happened, that being able just to go to the museum, if we had something like this, these relics.
Yo, God, you just said something just now. You just said that that those other children would look at you, not you specifically, and say that your people are African booty scratches.
Absolutely.
Right? You got a whole bunch of quote unquote Africans here and Caribbean people over here that shit on Black Americans, I guess, saying that's what we call them and all this. I'm like, what cats don't understand is like hurt people, right? And before y'all got over here, we was the African booty scratches, right?
Yeah.
Like it just keeps going. Like that's why I say repair is needed. We just need to stop. Like repair is needed, bro. Like they did this to everybody. The whole planet needs a big old hug, right?
I mean, people in Central and South America, the descendants of the Aztecs and the Incas, they speak Spanish because of the Spaniards.
Yep.
That wasn't their language. We got Black folks in the Caribbean and all these other and some of the other islands speaking French, and they clearly are descendants of Africa. That wasn't that language wasn't French. You got people speaking British in the islands, and that wasn't and in parts of Africa. You have whole continents that their language is French or their language is English from Britain that they've taken over. We don't know Portuguese, Brazil. It's still tribes, indigenous people that don't even speak Portuguese.
Facts.
In places like in Brazil. So that shows you right there that like the Portuguese was the colonists.
Correct.
And those were some of the people that did not vote. The Spanish did not vote. The French did not vote. The Portuguese did not vote. None of those people, because they would have to come up off some chicken.
Yeah.
They would have to come up off some chicken. So of course they don't want to vote for that. And even uttering I'm sorry, which we respect apologies. We think maturity is an apology, as long as it's sincere, then what's the action behind it?
Correct.
Ain't nothing wrong with apology. Strong people apologize because they learn from their mistakes. It's only sincere if it's not repeated. If it's repeated, if it's, oh, I'm sorry, and then you keep doing the shit, then you just looking for something, then you sorry. You a sorry POS, because all you want to be is sorry. You don't want to be actually better
at all. You just want to be sorry. Yeah.
So they won't even say they sorry. So I'm like, that's the worst type of human being on the planet. That's selfish and really full of evil, because they won't even admit that they made a mistake. Like, how we gonna even begin to have a trust to be like, okay, well, I made a mistake. I know I was wrong for that. Or if you did it on purpose, I did it on purpose. I was having a bad day. I was really just, but I still shouldn't have. I know I could have handled things different. I know I could have been better, So it can go either way. You can make the mistake or you can do it on purpose. But with no apology, then you meant to do it. You meant you that was intentional, that was purposeful.
And every time you don't apologize, you doubling down.
And every time you do it again, and right, you doubling down on I meant to do it.
That's what I meant. Yeah, because it just keep on going around the world, snatching up more people, imposing more things, putting sanctions, talking about, hey, we're not trading with you no more. We're not doing with that. You can't have nuclear this. You can't have this. You can't have that. Put down culture, put down culture, put down culture. And everybody that was putting down, they all say, you know what, we're not going to vote. Except for the cast that's big enough to say, you know what you going to do about it when we say no? Right? Because that's what I mean, right? Had the continent, had Ghana got with the other 53 and they formed some kind of thing, you know, that looked like it had some kind of force or some kind of power, or like they were going to do something about their words, right? It wouldn't be so easy for the three countries to say no as easy as they did. But if all we doing is just talking and doing that, then who cares, right? Especially if none of those 54 countries has a military that can come and help us do anything, right? None of those countries really got a military that can help themselves.
No,
right?
A fight is not. It's only going to be verbal. It's only going to be verbal. It's not, a fight ain't even in the cards.
And us living here in America, we know how this white boy get down verbally, right? Like,
but we know that the brothers and sisters that are in service right now may or may not, it's a very slim chance that they see the other side of the coin to say, we not going to go and honor the oath that they took. You know,
yeah,
because I always thought of that too. I was always like, damn, what if a whole, what if Africa is like what, when I was on active duty, I'm like, what if Africa is like, you know what, we going to war with the United States to free all the black people. I'm like, what do you do? What do you like?
Go to jail. That's what you do.
You know what I'm saying? Do you just be like, look, man, court martial me because I ain't.
Yeah, that's what you do. You go to,
you know what I mean?
Pull a Muhammad Ali and go do your time.
You know, but then what if they lose?
Then you'll be dead anyway, right? Like,
no, you would be in jail. You would be in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, like. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I say support your interest. I say support your interest and live for a reason, right? That's what I say, because nobody over there, like it doesn't matter to me that they got the numbers and all 54 countries voted to do this. Like, I can't, like, your vote doesn't mean anything. Like here in America, we see votes that don't matter all the time, right? Like, we got a whole electoral college, and like hell, you and me don't even agree on voting.
No, we don't. We don't agree on voting.
Right? Like, so it's like
I'm totally against it.
Right?
I think it's completely useless.
And I'm not far off. I just think that it's the only thing that we got. So if that's all I got, I gotta use it, right?
And let me say that. And let me say this.
Don't work.
Let me say this, guy. I think it's useless for poor people.
Yeah.
And I think that we know we not poor, okay? Because we've seen what poor is.
Yeah.
But and can consider it the American standard of what poor is. We are poorly organized.
Big time.
Okay. And because the way the political structure is here in America, you have to get your interests funded. Because we are poorly organized, then we don't have the resources to fund the things that we need changes, the referendums and the reforms that we want. that would be beneficial. And we see the groups that fund things,
Yep.
and they be thriving. You know, they don't have the same social issues that we have. And that's why you know, that's why I'd be like, man, we got to do something different. But let's get to the question though, guys. Let's get to the question real quick. All right. You know, we've been chopping up for a minute. We ain't even question 2. So we need on question 2. You know, I knew it was a big topic. I knew that's why we don't have no flavor bombs tonight, y'all, because it's just a, you know, it's a traumatizing, it's a compassion thing. It is a you know, it's a near-dear subject to our heart if you're a Black person and you've been living in America, and you know, and you care anything about your children's future, the future for Black people, you know. So our second question: are slavery reparations more about correcting the past or reshaping the future? What you think, God?
Reshaping the future, totally. The past happened already. We speak English, so all we got is the future. We got right now and the future. That's it. Even an apology doesn't apologize to my great-great-grandfather or great-great-grandmother. That apology doesn't even go to my grandmother, right? Like, because she's passed.
That's right.
Right. So this is only about shaping the future.
Only about shaping the future.
Like right now, like the future that has been shaped for us is more of the way we watching the news, right? Like it's just bombs bursting in there and put down culture, right? Like it's more of the same old stuff. So the fact that they won't even apologize, like this is just showing you what the past has taught them. Right. Like so I think it's all about reshaping the future so we can go somewhere else. And as long as we stay divided, as long as we keep reliving traumas, as long as we keep going to forts, they got, man, like that I don't know how that's healthy. Like I don't get that. I don't want to go see I don't want to go to no castle, no fort. I don't want to see.
Right. So it's about reshaping the future, right?
Yeah. I don't even want to see no Nat Turner sites where all of our great revolutionary and we fought back and stuff, because all that's still in the past, and we can't fight like that no more. Nobody's doing that anymore. So we got to do things differently moving forward, right? So yeah, I'm all about today and tomorrow.
Absolutely. So let us know what y'all think in the chat and in the comment section below, depending on where y'all catching this at. Our slavery reparations is more about correcting the past or reshaping the future. I think it's a little bit about both, because I think Black people want an apology. You know, like that's the first step, is the acknowledgement, is having an apology. I don't know if we're gonna get that though, but I think that is you know, is lining up something to possibly happen. But I'm definitely agreeing with everything you were saying about, you know, the future. Like we got to go forward. You know, it's not to forget your past, but dwelling on it. If you can't change anything about it, then what does that do for you? If you can't do anything about what happened yesterday, you know, I think you can. I think people look at it wrong. It's not that I can't do anything about what happened yesterday. It's that I'm not focusing on what I can do different today for my future.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that part of the reparations is about that. You know, that mental repair from the traumas and things like that, to help reshape our future, you know, of how we're going to, our thinking would be going forward. But I also think that if we are not the ones, if African American peoples, descendants of slaves, the diaspora, is not the people who are cultivating that, what that reshaping curriculum looks like, then it's just asking the person who put you in slavery to give you some money and tell you how you're supposed to act going forward. And we already have seen how that plays out, because where we at now, so it's just going in a circle. It won't do anything to actually help us move forward. Our third question, but y'all let us know what y'all think in the comment section, and make sure to smash that like button. Our third question: how significant is the acknowledgement and apology if no reparation is attached? If we just get the apology and we just to get the acknowledgement, but then no form of the reparation is attached, none of the stuff that we were talking about just now that could help reshape our future.
Yeah.
Whether it's the finance, whether it's the mental, whether
all that, it's everything. Yeah.
Right.
Nah, then it's just playing in your face. It's just more playing in your face. It's just more nice words that feel good, sound nice to your ears, that to distract you from your lack of forward progress, right? Or forward momentum. And what they say, prayer without works is dead, right? Like you have to,
amen.
You have to say the words and do something different. You can't say the words and keep the same actions, right? Like that's
a liar. Let's call it what it is. It's a liar. Like you're a liar.
You're a liar.
And actually, what you are is a habitual liar.
You're a habitual liar, right? Like
you have
to have change activities, right? Like actions got to come with it. And we ain't even talking about a check got to come with it. Like actions got to come with that. Like something that shows or indicates sincerity. Right, something that shows or indicates that you meant this, right? Or that you mean this.
That is sincere.
It just can't just be. It can't be like when, So I be seeing some of these women on these shows, where they be talking about dudes and they just have like a cavalier attitude where nothing they do is wrong, and even if they are proven wrong, they're like, yeah, whatever. It's not that bad. It's just a thing. Like it's just just throw away their stuff, right? Like they never. It's like, so what you gonna do about it? You still love me, right? You still want to hit, right? And it's almost like we're under threat, coercion, and duress. If somebody is just if they don't do something different. So yeah, I think it has to be, bro. You gotta come with actions.
Gotta come with some actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. How significant is the acknowledgement and apology if no reparation is attached? Y'all let us know what y'all think in the chat. Let's see. Let's go to some of these real quick before I jump on that right quick. We got Sean back in the building, still rocking out with us. Our nation is weak. They can't apologize for real. Yeah, but they're kind of strong, bro, with all this war stuff, because
they all kind of strong with the war stuff.
They're kind of strong with all this war stuff, And then we got the money printer that just go.
How much money you need?
Yeah, So I mean, everybody getting their checks and their war checks and all that other stuff. TSA not getting paid. That's an atrocity. And whatever other agencies under the DHS, but. They can apologize for real if they wanted to. Even if it was just that, even if it was just an apology.
And they just won't do that.
And they just won't even do that at all. Because yeah, but I understand why. Because they deliberately put the slavery trade and
They
everything.
deliberately did it. Like,
Yeah,
why would
they
they
deliberately
apologize?
did. Yeah,
Like,
when people are deliberate, they have no empathy.
yo, think about it, right? Like, if they was to apologize and do what we asking them to do, like that would literally mean that they
They
would
have
have to
no
admit
compassion.
that they bring nothing to the table but war and disease.
Right. They would have to say, yeah, we did it on purpose.
We did it on purpose.
And they know how we live in a world of public opinion now.
They get canceled.
So they would, but they not though.
They not,
They're
because
not gonna get canceled because they're still the United States of America,
and they still printing money.
and they still print money, and the dollar is, the majority of the global reserve. But some people will respect it a little bit more just to be like, just to because people do value integrity. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know slavery was done on purpose. It wasn't a mistake because
Not a mistake.
there haven't been any corrective measures. You make a mistake, you want to correct something. You want to be like, okay, I'm not doing that no more. That was bad. I ain't even meaning for that to happen like that. Even if you baking a cake, right? You make a wrong. I use that analogy all the time. You mix an ingredient wrong, and your product come out bad. You made a mistake, but if you wouldn't have scooped heavy and you would have, as you say, I'm not gonna measure this time. I'm just gonna eyeball it, right? Okay. Well, if you would have been following the directions, then it wouldn't have came out like that. So that's the same thing where they don't want to even take accountability, and not taking accountability is just, it's just like, damn, like you can't even get reparations without some type of acknowledgement, because you can't even get to have the conversation. And that's why it was significant. I was glad that Ghana actually brought the conversation forward, because we don't see too many people. There isn't a coalition in America to bring the conversation forward.
That's true.
And if it is, we don't know about it. And I know my algorithm would have dropped some of that black stuff in it by now if it was a coalition that was actually trying to, lobby Congress for reparations. And that's the reason we're going to go ahead and move on to our fourth question, which is, who do you think should be responsible for providing reparations? Why? And what does that look like? Let us know in the chat, y'all.
Ironically, every country that participated, all the countries that abstained, any country on a continent that shipped slaves, caught slaves, sent their prisoners of war, the Portuguese, the Spanish, the French, the Dutch, everybody that abstained are the ones that was going around. Everybody that abstained were the ones that set up the system. They established the actual market or the actual thing, right? And they all hiding their hands, like they didn't throw no rocks. It's tough, right? Because it is those countries, right? You got the Denmarks, and I don't even think it's hard. I don't think it's really that hard. I think it's literally those countries that abstained and the ones that said no, right? And I don't think there was that many African countries, so it might just be 2 or 3 that got to go on that list where they got to pay back, right? And which is probably why Ghana has taken the mantle and said we gonna be the ones to represent all of us that did this to us. Like, maybe that's what that is all about. But I think everybody involved, right? I definitely don't think it's just an American thing, because these was colonies of England or Britain before this was America, right? And they don't get no pass.
Do you think any country with slavery tourism should pay?
Fucking right. Like
Any
bro,
country with some slavery tourism should pay, right?
which in my mind, those will only be the African countries. In my mind, I can't.
We got a whole African American museum.
Yeah.
we got stuff in South Carolina,
Yo,
we got stuff in North Carolina, stuff in Virginia, Jamestown, and daggone where else we at, bro? We all over the place. Florida, and Massachusetts, and I mean, we got so much stuff in.
So the only problem comes in, right, which gets funky, is we're taxpayers now. So they would be like, we have to pay our own reparations.
I'm cool.
Which I was about to say that. Like if you telling me all I gotta do for my brother to get his money is to put up $10,
I'm cool. Keep that thought.
All right, like so yeah.
Keep that thought. Put up $10.
All right, like I'm with that. But that's because that's what I think is the narrative. Because every time I see questions like this, I usually see it a different way. Like, who do you think should get the money? Is what I normally see.
Yeah, now we're not doing that because you think everybody should get the money.
so that's what we think, but it turns into a fight of lines being delineated, and
I'm breaking the curse. I'm breaking that. Like, that's stupid. That would mean that's standing in front of the building and they saying, come get your money. And now we standing out there fighting, trying to figure out who's gonna be in line first. Correct. Like, nah, like everybody line up and go.
Correct.
Everybody line like, up. Like, nah, I'm just gonna organize the line. Nah, come on, y'all, everybody get in line. You gonna get yours. We gotta do it one at a time. You need some people there. You need some men there to say, nah, y'all, everybody gonna get their check. It's for everybody. Everybody just relax. It's cool. Yeah, we getting that check today. You gotta have some people to motivate. We getting that check today, baby. Everybody clapping up. We getting that check today. And everybody still standing outside, but everybody know they gonna get theirs.
Yeah, we ain't got no reason to fight. So even
when the hood boogers and the rude folks walk up like, man, what's going on, man? This line long, and bruh, just get in line and you're gonna be cool. You're gonna get yours too. But this the way it's running.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to do it. Nah, see, now
Ali kind of want to take you out.
Yeah, see, now you might see, now this ain't a check that you had to die to get, because somebody already did that for you.
Already.
You see what I'm saying?
And so it wasn't Jesus.
And it wasn't Jesus. It was your ancestors. So you might want to keep the ignorance. You might want to put that back in the car. You know what I'm saying? Because you gonna get your check if you don't fuck it up for yourself, because we still out here. It's still your people, but we want you to be paid. We don't want you to die, like to get rich or die trying. This ain't even no, if they cash this out, it ain't even no rich type of check. Like, 50 bands, like that ain't nothing that's going to change. That ain't life changing to nobody. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care right now if you in the ghetto, in the hood, whatever, and you down on your luck and you ain't got $1 to your name, you got $5 on your cash app, 50,000 ain't gonna change your life. It's gonna help you, but it's not going to change your life. Okay? Because the things that you go buy, if you can't maintain them, then you just gonna have some stuff that eventually you're gonna lose and be like, I had this. I had that. Man. I remember when I had this. I remember when I had that. And that's a problem. I think that we need to not value being hatters
at all,
and value being havers and keepers and maintainers.
Maintainers. That's what it is right there, God.
So who do I think should be responsible for providing reparations? I agree with you, God. All of those nations that participated, all the participation nations. You know, why? Because they participated. What does that look like for me? Like I said earlier, like it just looked like a check for me, you know, but in the grand scheme of things, it would look like some comprehensive program for to people to deal with the things that we had to deal with Willie Lynch mindsets, you know, all the fallout for those narratives, for single families, broken homes. It would be trying to help people repair and help people heal
Yeah.
from these traumas from years and years and years of you know, of feeling with the inferior thing that people talk about, of even trying to overcome that.
Yeah.
You know, like we have to walk around, black men now, even in this day, like you confident, you know, you're cocky,
Yeah.
you know, you arrogant because because you're able to think for yourself, you're able to be logical, you're able to do things, and it's not like you need a whole bunch of people doing stuff for you. You know, you're comfortable with being yourself. You're not trying to identify as everybody else or trying to get with the crowd, or you know. And people don't understand that. People look at that like you crazy because you ain't trying to follow everything else, or you don't need a lot of noise, or you don't, you know, because you have your own things that you do,
Yo, God,
and they're comforting to you, you know.
you ain't never lied about that. People have told me at work, they tried to put me in that bag. They're like, yo, Ali, if everybody on this side is saying one thing, you don't feel strange if you're the only one saying what you're saying. I'm like, I'm the only one with the information.
Right.
Like, I'm the only one that has the information. Like, all of you guys are just talking to each other and just saying what sounds good to me and want to debate me. And I actually helped write this regulation that we're talking about, right? So I actually have information. Like, so no, I'm gonna always stand on. Yeah, so yeah, that's
always stand on business.
that's so real, guy.
Like y'all keep saying it's nothing, but but I'm clearly defining what the nothing is that y'all saying is nothing.
The whole thing.
You know, like, and it's like, but I'm crazy though. Me, I'm crazy.
Nah, God.
You know, it's like, all right, whatever you say, but you know, like I know where I'm crazy at. You know, like I got my diagnosis. I don't think y'all been diagnosed properly.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But
Got my diagnosis and I take my pills.
And you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
that's why I'm just like, you know, I don't think that everybody's going to be on board, you know, to get healed. So,
and I don't even think everybody is like everybody don't do everything anyway, right? Like, so there's never no a monolithic thought of we're gonna all be healed and we're gonna all be saved and we're gonna all be at peace and we're gonna
it
all
is
think so.
And yeah, it is because so this where we have these different sects, right? So we have the whole church community is, you know, we're gonna be saved, Jesus gonna save us, you know.
Yeah, okay.
So we're gonna be healed, you know. Jesus gonna save us.
Jesus
Amen.
gonna save us. Amen. Yeah.
All right. So that you have that, then you have the Muslim mindset, you know, that is let me not say Muslim, let me say Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you have that mindset where there is a lot of logic in that and a lot of accountability for your actions. It's not so much of, except for when it comes to the extreme, like when it's like we'll blow some shit up for Allah. Yeah, you know. All right, then you have people on demon time where they purposely, we have a culture now where people want attention and they don't care if they get negative attention or positive attention, they just want attention. So that's dangerous.
Very dangerous.
You know, because you could be seeking attention from the wrong place and get hurt, you
Or
know,
get other people hurt.
or get other people hurt. But because they think it's cool or funny or clever, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know that they could be, you know, putting themselves in danger. And this is something that's being taught, like through watching these shows, these reality TV shows that people are so engulfed in, because there's so much drama. That's how they sell it. That's how they keep people, they get people addicted to ratchet, illogical behavior. You know, so then
That
just
crazy.
like
The shit that hurt you.
yeah, like nothing that helps you become a better version of yourself. You might get more stuff, have some more makeup on, have some better clothes on, you know. But I always say, like, you can dip a turd in solid gold, and when you crack it open, it's still gonna be a piece of shit. You know, but it's gonna shine on the outside though.
Yeah. Just don't crack it open.
Just don't crack it open. You know, but what value is that though? Because to the core is where to your essence, you know, is where things, you know, manifest. So, you know, what does it look like? I know it looked like me getting a check. I know it looked like the guy getting a check. This look like, hey, you know, want to invest, do some things. We're gonna do something with the money. We're gonna figure out how to do something to make some more money. You know, that's how it looks like, you know, in my opinion of it. But who should be responsible for? All the countries that had something to do with it. And that's why, you know, because they had something to do with it. They benefited, they profited.
Yeah.
You know, the people that made the laws to make it legal. That's who should be responsible for it. The people who made who said, hey, we made the laws. It wasn't illegal when we did it.
Hey, whoever was at the Berlin conference gotta pay.
Hey, I don't know the date when it happened or when it got done.
There was like 1833 or something like that.
I don't know. I think it was way before then.
I think so too.
I think it was way before then. You know, because Columbus was 14 something, right? 92. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. 1492. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I mean, we talking about ain't no 18. We talking about 14.
Yeah, that's when it started, right?
Yeah, bro. Because Missouri. The state of Missouri was the last one to come out of the slavery thing, and that was 1900 and something.
Ain't that crazy? Damn. Yeah, God.
Okay. And we was born in the 1900s.
That's crazy. That's crazy, God.
We was born in the 1900s, old man. You know? So.
That's crazy.
Yeah, God. So, you know, it's not new. You know, this is not we're not 400 years removed from slavery.
Nah, son. God,
you know, as a people, we're not. You know, when you look at it, I would say we probably only about 30, 40 years removed from it. And the effects, shit.
The effects we not removed at all.
At all.
Like the effects. Because I was just thinking, like, so my great grandfather was a sharecropper. Like my grandmother's father, like he was. So we say farmer, but we know what was back in those days, right? Like,
those that were slaves, definitely.
You know, I don't have no Heinz behind my name, so it's not like we from a big.
From the catch-up people, you ain't one of them boys from off the Heinz plantation. You ain't one of them boys from off the Heinz plantation.
You know, so yeah, nah, son. Yeah, nah, they gotta pay, bro. Like everybody's responsible. And you're right though. It only looks like a check, to be completely fair and honest, because.
At this stage in my life, I'm not one of these young people trying to figure out my life. Like, I know who I am.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to measure it any other way.
Yeah. Like I know I'm not perfect. You know,
Yeah,
I've been stopped smelling my own cologne and all that other foolishness. You know,
yeah,
I done been through all that. So, you know, I'm able to have humility, to have empathy, to have compassion, you know. So it's only a check for me,
yeah.
you know, because because if I don't get it, I still gotta have the lifestyle that I want to have and enjoy, and that, so I have to work to do that. Don't nobody else do that for me.
Because I'm responsible for that anyway.
Who else gonna do it? Who else want to see Pearl live the way Pearl live? Who
Yo,
else want to see Pearl live the way Pearl live? You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people think that we want to see each other do better. Like, nah, so you gotta want to see yourself do the best. Because I can kind of almost care less because I got my own thing I got going on over here that I gotta focus on, right? So yeah,
God, people hate on you because they don't know how you living.
because they
You know
don't
what I'm
know how you
saying?
living.
Because
Fact.
they don't know how you living, or because they only see a little bit, and it ain't how they think you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? So like it's and Tupac said it. You know, that's why I still love my hip hop, man. Pac said, you know, and what I found out is he was right. He said, niggas are gonna hate you for whatever you do. Niggas are gonna hate you for whatever you do, you know. But that's how I know that there's a difference. You know, we had that movie, Malcolm X, where and shout out to Malcolm X, where it says, what's the difference between a black man and a nigga? And then Malcolm X said, you know, only a nigga will answer that question. Okay. But I'm looking at maybe then that was right. Maybe then that was right. That only a nigga will answer that question. But what I get from that is that only a person that doesn't know the difference
would even ask the question in the first place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only the person who don't know the difference. So,
which is probably what the guy meant in his response.
Right. You know, so we know. And that's why I say, like, yeah, I could tell somebody I'm not your nigga. You know, that's why I could say I'm not offended. Okay. But it's disrespectful. It's completely disrespectful. And we should not do that to each other. Okay. We should value each other more. If a person being respectful towards you, then you should go out your way to be respectful back. It should be reciprocated. But when we want to be niggas towards each other, how do we progress? How do we do that? How do we become on an equal playing field if one of us wants to treat each other like an oppressor?
Yeah.
How?
Now there's no how.
How? Like how do we do that? How is one person it's either fight or flight, right? So how? You know, so how do you do that? How do you, and then why would you want to see that on somebody that can help you? Why would you not want to make a friend in a person instead of wanting to make an enemy, wanting to have an arch enemy? It makes no sense. And we do that to each other. It's even encouraged in the music, you know. The women fight on the shows, call each other bitches and hoes in casual conversation and as a term of endearment. We call each other niggas, purposely a name used to defamate us, to belittle us, purposely.
Yo, God, I take that back. So so black people would also have to participate, whether they was shipping people off or not. Just off what you just got finished saying, we got to stop calling each other bitches and hoes. We got to stop treating each other the worst that we possibly can, and start treating each other the best that we can, right? Start seeing each other as our own reflections, and stop being scared of ourselves, right? And stop being scared to succeed in this white man's world. Like, stop letting it be this white man's world, right? And recognize that you a God here, and you here, and you deserve everything that you go after.
Work for that you bootstrap to
You
get.
know what I'm saying? Like, you
Because
did
that's
that.
all they giving. That's all they giving.
No more, no less, right? Like, so if you put the steps in, then that's what you get out. So yeah, like so everybody would have to. It would look like a check, and it would look like my brothers and sisters not participating in self-denigration, right? Like, so no more drill rap unless we drilling on racists, unless we drilling on people baby touches, unless we drilling on,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying, like
Protecting our moral fabric
yeah,
for what we talked about, reshaping our future.
that's exactly, like, because right now, like, we've been given a fear of each other from the plantation that they literally gave us.
It was given. It was
According
purposeful.
to their stories that they tell us.
Hey, it's a whole Willie Lynch book.
So I gotta accept all that, right? Because that's the narrative, right? Unless they throw that out as DEI and say that never happened, you know. Yo, can you imagine Trump talk about Willie Lynch wasn't a real person? Like, these letters. I can see all the. Never mind. Let me stop. It's crazy, God. It's crazy.
The effect has already taken place. Like, how do you?
It's crazy, God.
Yeah, like, even if you ban the book, like the residuals
Yeah,
are so enormous.
yeah. So I would. That's what it would look like to me. It would look like us being more kinfolk and less opposition.
Less, you know. But I think younger people get a kick off having an op, you know. Like, I think that they think that it's so important to have a component of drama in their life. And I can't put that on all the young people, because it is some young folks that's doing very well for themselves, you know. But I think we have a problem within the Black culture, in the Black community, where people think that this is a cool thing and is glorified. And it is causing us to have young people, young Black men and women, lose their lives at such an alarming rate that it's almost like, you know, when I look at how many of us it is, and then I look at all these murders and all this stuff, look at the news from Chicago, LA, DC, Houston, all these places, Florida, where they shooting and killing and doing all this. And then you have the other stuff, the other foolishness, the you know, it's like.
And let's not miss all the self-harm.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the self-harm.
Right.
That's it.
Like there's so much of that is, I guess it's not Black on Black crime because it's one-on-one, but like that's a symptom of all this.
I believe so.
Right, like you can't find no ways out. You can't find no wins nowhere you look. Right, and yeah, that's a symptom.
Right, and it's definitely a symptom when a person doesn't find, you know, feels like they don't see any wins for themselves, but they look at you and they think you win it, and now they jealous or envious of it, you know.
And now they plotting against you.
And now they plotting against you because they don't because you don't necessarily flaunt your wins in front of them, but they also don't see you struggle.
Correct, which means you always winning to them.
Yeah. You know, you could be a person who don't flaunt your wins at all. Like, you know, like I go on trips and stuff like that, and I don't post it on social media. Like I'm enjoying the level of privacy that I can now. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if one of these podcasts do, you know, we hit some views and stuff like that, like Chef Earl Pearl could be anywhere. Hey, Chef Earl Pearl, so that goes out the window.
Out the window.
So I enjoy it now because that's been my practice, because I'm from that generation where, you know, we didn't take a lot of pictures anyway. You know, I'm not one of them people that feels like parading your highlights is worth anything. Like, what, I'm gonna get some likes and some shares? Like and share this video. You know, subscribe to the channel,
share this video.
You know, hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode. Cigar Sundays live. Like this is what I value getting likes on. You know, I don't need to get likes on me and my wife on vacation, or me and my family on vacation, or we doing
don't they look happy?
You know,
she don't look that happy. He don't look
or
that
what
happy.
I'm eating for dinner, or some new drip or something, like, you know. Like, I hope people look at me and be like, is he dirty? Because he be wearing the same thing all the time. No, I'm on the grind. That's what it look like. And it's fresh. You know what I'm saying? It's fresh, it's clean, you know, and brushed off and everything. Like, but why? Like, to appease what? The content is what you here for.
Correct. Not my appearance.
Not
my clothes.
You know, you can use the link. Don't hit the gift shop. We got plenty of stuff for you to get fresh. You know.
Yep.
But putting on a show for everybody else to be like, I'm this and I'm all that. Like, we gotta stop valuing that as being a thing, and look at, when we talk about what does that reparation look like, it looks like us building together.
Yeah,
it looks like us supporting us and us valuing each other more.
Yeah.
Not looking to tear down, not looking to compete, you know, against, but compete with, you know, together. Ain't nothing wrong with friendly competition, but let's remember that we a team. And you might have to play harder than I have to play one game. You might have to play harder than I play 2 games. What if I'm hurt and I'm on the bench? Are you out there whining and sad now? Like, man, you all hurt and I can't. Or you like, man, don't even worry about it. Get better. I'm about to go ham out here when you get back.
From the top of the key, I'm about to nothing but threes. You know? Yeah.
And that's what it looks like. You know, us saying, let's rebuild these Black Wall Streets. Let's do it. Let's rebuild them. Because I don't think you can bank black. You know, I think that what it looked like is us saying, okay. And this is even this. Let's say if we didn't get the reparations, then what's wrong with saying, you know what? We're not going to get the reparations. We're not going to get an apology. Then let's do this. Let's try something that we haven't done before. We done marched. We done shouted. We done protested.
We done twerked.
We done twerked. We done rioted.
Yeah.
None of that worked. What we haven't done is unify and come together. Everybody. What we haven't done is said, let's learn this whole system. Let's learn it. Let's make sure our babies know it and our babies know it, how law works, how the economy works, how commerce works, how industry works. Let's make sure that we know this and we embody this, because guess what? The people at the banks,
Mm-hmm.
they just want people to be able to borrow the money
That's it.
and make the investments. That ain't gonna change how Wall Street work, whether it's manipulated or not manipulated. That ain't gonna change how the geopolitics gonna work, whether it's manipulated or not manipulated. That ain't gonna change nothing. But
Nope.
what we would have the power is how we living, of how it's affecting us. Because now then we say, you know what, we want to make sure that we got babies going into politics, going into political office. Okay. We making sure that you're not just going to go get a political science degree to come home and can't get no job. And you just did that because nobody forced you to have direction before you went to college. And then you went to college, got all this debt, and got a degree that you can't do shit with because you don't desire to be a politician.
And that's diabolical.
Okay. But then there was nobody there that, oh, we're gonna let you figure it out. When the wealthy people don't do that, you're gonna play this instrument, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you're gonna do this. It's mapped out.
It's mapped out. Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not, trust me, you're gonna appreciate it.
It's called culture.
At the end, you know. At the end, right? At the end, you're gonna appreciate it. When you become an adult and you had all these things in this structure and this the way it was, then you'll be like, damn, now I see why. Because you're gonna have peers and you're gonna have other people that didn't have it, and you're gonna be in a better place than them.
Mm-hmm.
In life, living life.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't saying you're gonna be better than them on that minimal thinking. We saying you're gonna be in a better place. You're gonna be able to sustain better. You're gonna have different things, you know, that other people won't have. And you're gonna still receive the hate. Because like Pac said, niggas gonna hate you for whatever you do, but you're gonna have some black people who gonna congratulate you and support you. Because they understand that niggas can't make it to where you at because they not thinking the same. And that's the difference. It's a time and a place for everything. You know? So some people can be installed, right? And then some people can really be it. It's like, well, are you an owner or aren't you an owner? And if you're an owner, then you need to take ownership and you need to act like it. But if you're not an owner, then you probably gonna act like a tenant.
Correct. Like somebody let you live here.
Like somebody's doing something for you. So you ain't gonna value it and appreciate it as if you owned it.
Yeah.
And it was all on you. Like Yella Beezy say, it's all on me, baby. So that brings us to our fifth and final, last and never least question of the night is U.S. slavery reparation bad, good, or misunderstood? The God, Ali Dawoodell and BK Soul Farm.
Totally misunderstood. We got too many people here that's allowed to throw in their opinions and muddy the waters when the people that was already here had too many opinions and was muddying the waters, right? I don't think we have a good group of black people that agree for reparations, right? I don't even think we have a good group of black people that think we all came from Africa or any of this stuff. Like we don't even agree on the story, right? So it's hard to say that we need something if we still got brothers and sisters that's fighting against us saying no, we don't. They got a whole nother narrative that you have to fight against, and the convenient white man is like, oh, I thought you guys was Moors, and I didn't know you guys, you know, there's a whole bunch of extra stuff. So yeah, I think it's misunderstood. I think is a distraction that's allowed to get played, because once you start actually talk about real things, like we talked about today, who takes blame. I think that net is so wide that everybody's saying not it, right? Just so that they don't have to be responsible or accountable to actually do anything, right? And if the people that did it won't take accountability for it, but the people that's been victimized by it, I think that's just one big confusion, right? Because they saying, "Oh, we're not apologizing for something that was legal," and it's like, yeah, but kidnapping, stripped of a thorough knowledge of self. You put paper bags over people and made them have relations with their moms. You separated families. Like, you did all this stuff, and you saying that because it was legal for you to do that stuff. Like, think about it, God. Like, lynching just became a hate crime like 3 years ago.
Like I said earlier, God, I already know. Like, we're
Like-
not that far removed
like
from slavery.
And it might have been 2 years ago, but I'm gonna be gentle and generous and say 3 years ago that it became a hate crime, right? Like, that's wild to me. So yeah, it's totally misunderstood. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Like, I can't even give a good or bad. Like, it's because it's too muddy, right? People won't agree with the 50,000 versus no, I want 50 million, right? Like, Cass gonna want some astronomical made up number just so they cannot get it. Like, I don't know, it's just weird, bro. Like, I think it's one of those things that I don't know. It's definitely misunderstood. That's why I'm at with it.
It's definitely misunderstood. Man, I think to actually get the check would be good. You know, I mean, you know, I think to actually get the check would be, you know,
That would
like,
be
yeah, like I would be, you know, I would forgive my you know, the trespassers as they for, you know, how it goes and all that good stuff. You know,
pretty ass.
Yeah, I would, you know, I would feel Jesus-y when it comes to him. You know, because I don't forget, I forgive, you know. And that's because you have to learn from the mistakes.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree that it is misunderstood. Because I just don't think that it's enough conversations about it.
Yeah, enough honest conversations.
I mean,
or any conversations.
Yeah, I mean, it's some, you know, and that's why I say, like, we just not trying to, we throw alley oops.
Yeah,
A lot of people don't throw alley oops back. You know,
yeah.
So there are some brothers out there that do speak on it, you know, but they aren't enough. And it's just their following.
Yeah.
You know, we don't see it being pushed in all of the trending things, the pop culture-y things and all of that. It's not a conversation at all. It's just more so, look at what I did, look at what I got, look at what I got going, look at me, blah, 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 blah. Me. I'm this, I'm that. I got this going on. Y'all should, you know.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that's not a we, that's not a team, that's not a us, that's not a, you know, that's their team, you know. That's I mean, I support my team. We rocking right now, you know. But we also having a conversation about all Black people that we may or may not agree with how they live in their life or what they doing or what they got going on. We still want to see them thrive. We still want to see them be what they think is the better version of themselves. You
Fact.
know, we want them to get to that point if they haven't got to that point.
That's
You
fact.
know, because we understand that there's some things that sometimes that there's some traumas that we suffer that don't allow us to get there. Everybody arrives at their point at different paces, you know. So, but we know that it could be. We hope. You know, we always say in a perfect world, we
You gotta keep hope alive, baby. You gotta keep hope alive.
you know, rest in peace, Jesse Jackson, baby.
You gotta keep hope alive, man.
Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr., you know.
Yeah.
We try to keep hope alive. So in that, you will want better, not just for yourself. You know, it's because like I'm gonna be straight.
Facts.
So I would want better for everybody to remove the hate, you know, to remove the envies of why you got this and why I got this or why you ain't this. And I mean, I'm talking about from within family to just within circles, you know, social circles to within to in the whole diaspora of the melanated African American person, you know, everybody. I don't care if you call yourself a FGA, but I ain't even gonna get into it because I don't want to ruin it. But if you was here in America and you got this complexion that ain't always for the protection, for the selection, okay, and it be chocolate and it be brown, but either way it gets down, you know, that thing that don't burn in the sun, you know, but get you a nice little complexion, okay, then you still have experienced the same traumas and some of the same injustices, you know. So if we talk about that more, you know, and had those discussions, then who knows what it'll lead to. But I appreciate Ghana for trying to bring it up on the world stage and you know, and at least take the conversation to a level that we've never seen it being taken to. I think they brought out the Congos and shit too early, you know, and the tambourines, and you know, they was dancing and everything, and
because they ain't told to us.
Yeah, I think they brought that out too early. I think it's too early for y'all to, you know, crank. It's too early to break out the crank.
You know, God, I think like they ain't told to us because we'd be on some old man like change that fort back to what it used to be, or knock it down. Like don't make that. I don't want to come see that. Like that shoreline was fire. Like,
that was beautiful, right? Can we all get a backyard like that? Like,
can I get a backyard like that?
Can I get a backyard right like that? I love that.
That was fire. I will go to Ghana to see Ghana. Yeah. Right. But I don't want to see the pain.
No. Now, matter of fact, I would even make that the front yard. I just pull the car. Right?
You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I just pull a boat up, right? It's like,
yeah, we're gonna have that too. I'm gonna keep it smooth though. I probably have little, you know, like the little fishing canoes. I probably have a couple little canoes so I can go out there and swim a little bit with the sharks.
Hell no.
Yeah, because you know the coast of Africa, baby, they got them sharks in the water.
Yeah, they do.
They ain't playing. You know,
damn, that took all the beauty away. You just said that shit, God. Like, fuck that. You just said that shit, God. Yo,
that's why I'm like a little canoe that helped me a little bit, just like a fish, and that's it. And for real, I'm cool just casting my line.
They do got the sharks out there, like something serious. Yeah,
you know. But in all honesty, you know, how innovative we are, you know, we might even dredge a water line and then have a little
safe beach,
a little safe area right there with the ocean water coming in, and even have some aquatic life where you block it off so you have some saltwater fish. That's kind of like a tank that, you know, like,
bro,
you know, so like we gonna take you know, take some ocean water, run a little pump, boom, have your little saltwater tank. You can have all types of stuff up in there, you know. So and it's coming right off the ocean. Ain't that something coming right off the ocean? Got a
Yeah.
saltwater tank with the food in it, man. Come on, with some laughs, with some fish stock, you
Yeah.
know. So Ghana ain't off the table, but they just ain't talking right.
Got a slave fort is off the table.
Yeah, but no,
That's
no.
off the table.
No.
I'm not doing that.
No. Now I go on a safari in Ghana before I would go see that crap.
I do all of that. I do all of
Yeah.
I do everything Ghanaian except for
Yeah, I'll go. You know, I'll put on the costume
all that.
as the lion or the cheetah and go lay down next to. I ain't doing that shit even. Is that AI? It's got to be AI. You seen them joints where they hop out it's like a person in a suit and they hop out of like a little safari truck and they lay down next to the lions or they lay down next to the cheetahs or something, or the hyena. They put on like it has got to be AI.
No, I did see that. No, I thought that was all AI. I didn't think that was real at all.
And then the animals come up to them and hug them. I'm like, man, they smell that you are a human. They know what human meat smell like, you know.
Yeah, it's all AI.
But I'm like, I would try that before I would go to the slave forts, though. Like,
not for nothing,
you know. Even though I know that's not real. But let's check out some of these comments real quick before we go. All right, so we got Sean McCray, 4725, been rocking with us the whole night. We appreciate you, family. We need to make a list of what we mad about so we can collectively come together on our issues. That would be cool. That would be cool. But I think everybody got a lot of mad stuff that they mad about. And I would say maybe let's make the list about what we can agree on instead of what we mad about, because everybody's issue is going to be different about what they mad about.
Yo, God, I think we get to agreeing once we agree to be mad about something.
Once we agree to be mad about something,
like when he just wrote that, I started thinking like I think that's the one thing we can agree on, to be mad.
But I think he also states specifically of what we mad about, indicating that is differences. Because like, okay, we having this conversation tonight saying we ain't gonna turn down nothing but our collar. We understand that there has been atrocities and the reparations, or wouldn't have never got to the UN for them to have this conversation.
Facts.
But it's a lot of people that don't think the reparations, you know, we've heard these conversations. It's people who think that, you know, reparations shouldn't be paid. Why is that a thing? You know, and we're not talking about non-descendants of slaves. We talking about
our kinfolk. Yeah.
We talking about the skin folk that might not be might not be kinfolk. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're seeing this, and they could be mad about something else.
They could be mad because we look like beggars.
Well, why y'all begging?
Why y'all begging?
Like, nah, I'm bootstrapping. I ain't begging for nothing.
Yeah, why you? Nah, they be like, why you ain't pull yourself up by your bootstraps? Like, nah, I've been doing that.
Yeah, I've been doing that. Yeah, I got several pairs.
I got several. And I got boondockers.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I got them too. Yeah,
I got
boondockers too. I can put some polish on them too.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
So we definitely got the bootstraps together, but I do think that the list of mad things, you know, is going to be so different, and it's like, okay, well, what can we agree on?
Yo,
and I think we agree.
I think we hit on the mad stuff before we hit on the things that because we've been having that conversation for a long time. Like, we just need one thing to agree on,
right? But here's where you let you know BIGG in the building, right? Here's where we go back to the MPG, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's there.
That's true.
Okay. So now that we got everybody here,
yeah,
I don't want to hear what you mad about.
Because you showed up.
You showed up.
You showed up.
You see what I'm saying?
We already agree. We already
so
agree.
we already agree because everybody showed up.
We
So
showed
I'm
up.
getting to solution quick.
You showed up, yeah.
And that's why I'm saying, like, if we agree that everybody there, now it's chaos now because everybody's talking about what they mad about. Well, I'm mad about this. Well, I don't care about that. That's all you care about. Why are you tripping off that?
Why you tripping on?
That don't make sense. Now somebody trying to judge what you mad about. Don't have no empathy, no compassion. We talking about people that don't have, black people that do not have empathy, that do not have compassion, that do not have consideration.
Yeah,
they already are not exemplifying it towards each other.
Yeah.
No ability to apologize, no ability to want to be better, demonizing better. I don't want to be, what? Why would I want to be better? Oh, you think you better? Like, damn, like we gotta
demonizing the people that actually do what they're supposed to do, follow said rules, put one foot in front of the other, and actually got good grades, got a good job, taking care of their family. Say those people are looked at as lame.
You talking white, or you this, or you think you smart, or you all educated, or you know this or that. All of these things right here is gonna be a whole bunch of shit that people mad about.
Yeah.
All of these things are going to be different things that people are going to be mad about, and it's going to just be more confusion in the room. So we say, you know what? While they all agreed to come here, let us remind them first, that you showed up. So you agree that you needed to show up. So now let's do what the Million Man March didn't do. Give us instruction.
Man, because that was, the God could have told them brothers to do
anything.
They would have did it that day.
But let me tell you something. If they would have been like, we're gonna take over the White House today, and I believe, and I truly believe, and I don't know this, but I truly believe the way they seen that thing turn out, they probably told them brothers that was up there, brother Farrakhan and Jesse Jackson, anybody else, all them speakers, they probably did. Y'all better watch y'all mouth. I think somebody told them, y'all better watch y'all mouth, because they did not expect for that. They tried to give us 400,000. That's what they tried to say. 400,000.
They took a long time to give us a $500,000.
They tried to say it was 400,000. I'm like, bro, I was out there. Ain't never seen that many black men in one place at one time.
No
on a positive vibe.
No stick ups. No.
I'm talking about nothing.
No shoe stepping on. No.
The robbers.
No
the
shoulder
dealers,
bumping.
Everybody.
None of that.
None of that. It was love.
The only thing we
Where you from? California, Chicago, Oklahoma, St. Louis. Like everybody. It was like, if you not here, then that saying the real we got this baloney ass saying with a real nigga, right? Like whatever that is. But it was like, if you wasn't there, then you wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
And that's when it was standing for something, coming together collectively. That was the only time I saw being a real nigga mean something. Because we were standing something for collectively, everybody being there on a chord. We just ain't getting no instructions.
Man, if he'd have gave some instructions, man, it could have been simple instructions, right? Everybody get 800 credit score. Everybody say 50,000. Like, it could have been any instructions, and it would have been.
What's up, cuz? Yeah. So it definitely, is misunderstood, like you were saying, God. And and I think it'd be good if we get it. I think it'd be good if we get it. That's about it. So yeah, y'all. So we going over our questions real quick. We had what do you think of when you hear the words U.S. slavery reparations? Are slavery reparations more about correcting the past or reshaping the future? How significant is the acknowledgement and apology if no reparation is attached? And who do you think should be responsible for providing reparations? Why? And what does that look like to you? also is U.S. slavery reparation bad, good, or misunderstood? And we just went over that. And we're curious to know what you think. Y'all let us know in the comment section below. We respond to all the comments. And yeah, you know, we smoking on. Hope you enjoyed your smoke. U.S. slavery reparation. And like we always say, we're not the gurus. If you like something in the ashtray, pick it up, have a smoke. You know, if not, just leave it in the ashtray for somebody else to come through. And let us know what y'all think, y'all, because you can help us continue the conversation. Do y'all think we need to have another show about this? We need to continue the conversation. Then we will. So let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to smash that like button, like we always say. Smash that like button. Don't forget to check out www.bksoulfarm.com. Pick up your copy of 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by the guy Ali Dawoodell. And don't forget to subscribe, y'all. Subscribe to DBCHEFTV and put your name in the hat to win $100. We're gonna do another drawing the third Sunday of April, and then it's gonna be another one on the third Sunday of May, and the third Sunday of June, and the third Sunday of July, and the third Sunday of the next month. I can't remember which one it is because my brain don't work that far sometimes.
Either way, we're gonna be consistent.
Either way, we gonna pay you. We're gonna get you paid. Okay. We're gonna get you. We got smooth 100 for that smooth support.
Yeah,
all right. So sometimes you got to pay to play, right? But you know, ain't no big deal though. We just sharing the love. We appreciate y'all, and you know, don't forget links in the description for merch, BK Soul Farm merch, DB Chef TV merch. You know, and if money's tight, it's all right. Just smash that like button. Everybody have a peaceful, positive, and productive rest of your week. Have a safe Easter Sunday, but we're gonna see y'all back on Easter Sunday. All right, right here, Cigar Sundays, 8 p.m. East Coast time. Chef Earl Pearl at DB Chef TV, and the guy Ali Dawoodell at BK Soul Farm. And yeah, we the Cigarden Panel. So until next time, peace, God.
Peace, God. This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 Self-Sustainability. Jump on the list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
Love ain't always easy, and we won't stop until we get it right. So bring that ass to the Love Speak podcast. Subscribe today and let your love speak at TLS Podcast. The Love Speak, now streaming on YouTube. If it's Friday night and you don't have a date, then brunch with the fellas is your spot, so don't be late. We go up at 9 p.m. with the trending topic news. Smash the like, comment, subscribe, and share the content. Don't be rude. At Brunch Fellas, now streaming on YouTube. You are the key to your financial freedom, so unlock your inner wealth with financial fundamentals at Bows on the Table. Subscribe today and never miss a meal at Bows Podcast. Bows on the Table, now streaming on YouTube. At the Veteran Kettle Podcast, we thank you for your service, support, and sacrifice to our country. Listen to real stories of adversity and triumph as we give our best to honor our vets. Subscribe today and watch episodes now streaming on YouTube at TVK Podcast, The Veteran Kettle. Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at dbcheftv.com.